got the wrong one. You got me, and I can't help but wonder where would I be if I treated you different from the start and held on to the mystery of my love. You got the wrong one. If ignorance is bliss, then I'm naive. Everything you tell me, I believe. You know just what to say to get to me. You've got the wrong one. I blind myself with passion cause I got faith. We blame it on perception just to be safe. But that's a misconception, you're taking advantage and you've got the the party don't stop, ain't nothing else to do. Hey, hey, just come through. Bring your friends, I got my crew. Sipping on hand and do say too. The party don't stop, ain't nothing else to do. Hey, hey. You ain't seen me in a minute. I ain't heard you in a while. Nah, girl. Shawty, you should come through and let me see your pretty smile. Come here, bitch. Go ahead and bring your friends. I know y'all want a good time. And I got my crew with me, so let me reclaim what's mine. Nah, I'm just playing. I got the bottles popping and the music rocking. And we ain't stopping. It's a house party, so don't be tardy. That ass so fat, got me singing like Marley. And your whole crew got a lot of ass too. Go ahead, get loose, shake your ass, boo. Best believe my crew be on ratchet shit too. I guess the whole birds of a feather thing's true. Just come through, bring your friends, I got my crew. Sipping on hand and do say too. The party don't stop, ain't nothing else to do. Hey, hey, just come through, bring your friends, I got my crew. Sipping on hand and do say too. The party don't stop, ain't nothing else to do. How you getting down?
Hey, yo, Lane, check dig, man. I was just sitting back reminiscing, man, you know what I'm saying, and vibing on how things used to be, you dig? Like when we was youngsters, you know what I'm saying, that old West End used to rock. St. Angela's jump, you know?
When children used to see the dance every day. I used to go to Toledo. When kids really used to go outside and play. I used to go to Toledo. When females used to carry themselves as women. I used to go to Toledo. Where hustlers used to
Listen, I remember back in the day when I was a child, doing bad, mama used to take us to eat at Hot and Now. Very convenient, the food was good and plus it was cheap. Creeping off the block to go swimming at Willie's every week. Dirt courts in just about every backyard, hooping on crates. Sneaking jars out the house, trying to catch lightning bugs and snakes. The good old days when penny candy really used to cost a penny. Ice cream truck had ice cream on it, you could buy for 10 pennies. Pimping your bike out with chrome caps, reflectors, and mirrors. The hood used to be a village back when the neighbors cared. It was less snitching, more females carried themselves like women. I wish I could go back and visit, cause I miss the old Toledo.
When children used to see the test every day.
It ain't got that same vibe it got no more than
Really used to go outside and play.
Yeah, okay. I feel where you going, CJ.
Females used to carry themselves as
Okay,
women.
man. It's your boy Bobcat, man. Just reminiscing. Check this.
Where hustlers used to do their time without snitching.
I'm just reminiscing about the old days. And nah, I don't go far back as the OJs. Lane, look, I'm talking late 80s, early 90s. On Auburn up at Peach Rose is where you could find me. I was screaming crossroads for the love of the dough. 16 double O until the world blow. When Indo and Joint Mob had a lock on the South. And Arden Coleman had you scared to come out of your house. Around the time when Magic Wand found out he was Plera. And Ray Stone was so fly, yeah, that was the era. Philly and Philly and all was repping for Out Hill. That Scott and Libby gang could damn near get a nigga killed. When Northtown was bumping, Southwick was slumping. Follow the light, lightning rod had every club jumping. I give her arm, a leg, 2 shoulders, and a tooth. To see Toledo how it was in my youth. Man, I miss the old Toledo.
When children used to see the test every day. When kids really used to go outside and play. When females used to carry themselves as women. Where hustlers used to do their time without snitching.
Wake up, Toledo. Wake your ass up. You're listening to the 419 Grinds, Rise and Grind Morning Show.
Whoa. Good morning, Leah.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Jesse.
Rise and grind, beautiful people. It's
Good morning,
Friday.
Toledo.
Hey. Thank God it's Friday.
Thank God it's Friday.
Oh,
Yes,
I was
it
muted.
is.
I thought you just weren't trying to talk to me.
No, I was muted.
All right.
Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome into the #1 voted podcast. It's the Rise and Grind Morning Show with Leah, Renee, Shae, Clyde, Green, and Jay. And today is Friday.
It's Friday.
Shae's out for the day, but you got us here, and we got several guests lined up for today. So it's going to be a busy show. It's going to be jam-packed. We're going to get through it, and we got some exciting stuff going on at the end of the show. We got Gemini and Chachi coming through.
I heard about
Surprise little visit. I'm excited about that. She's bringing some guests with her, so I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great show. So, yes. Yeah, I like it. So it's Friday. What y'all got planned for the weekend? Anything?
Too much work.
Too much work?
Is it Funky Friday or Fantastic Friday today?
Let's make it a fantastic
Let's
Friday.
make it a fantastic Friday.
Yes,
let's do that.
Sun's shining a little bit, huh?
Yeah, the sun is shining. It's going to be a beautiful day. It's currently 43 degrees. We're going to get to a high of 57 today. So it's going to be partly cloudy, partly sunny. So, yeah, it's going to be pretty nice.
Did you hear anything about flurries next week? Snow flurries?
No, are you serious? I hope not.
We had some
I haven't heard that yet.
We had some
cold
flurries yesterday?
Yeah.
I didn't see any flurries. Oh, no.
You were locked inside
I was locked inside like a bear hibernating. And it was bad.
So we'll talk about that in a few seconds. That's a different experience. But what about traffic?
Yeah. Well, actually, remember I've been telling you guys about the traffic on Dorr Street. I kept saying that it was from Byrne to Richards, right? But that's only, I didn't realize because I always turn right there on Richards to come this way.
Oh, okay.
It's actually all the way down to Reynolds. I noticed that when I came that way the other day. So it's still going on there. There's one lane on both sides of the road, and it's all the way from right there at Burn, and it goes all the way down to Reynolds. So definitely, take your time going through there.
Too, but you said you only go to Richards.
Yeah, I usually turn right at Richards, so I didn't realize it was like all the way down. Actually, at first, I don't think it was all the way down. I think they just started moving down further now, because I don't remember seeing all the construction, and now it's all there. So definitely take your time going through there, because the construction workers are there. They're working, and be safe, because
it's a lot of construction going on in the city, not just on Burn. So, on the highway and stuff, I work construction. Look out for the workers.
Yeah, because there are a lot of, construction deaths that go on because of people who are driving too recklessly, and they're going through those construction areas, and they kill these construction workers who are just there trying to earn a living, So, like Clyde said, he's a construction worker, and we got to watch out and keep our construction workers safe, because they build our highways and our buildings and that's everything.
That's one of the things we say every day in that field, we want to make it home to see our family.
Yeah, so absolutely. Real. So that's very extremely important. So definitely
for our workers.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, that's your weather and traffic today.
Yeah.
We got trending topics today?
Yeah, we got a couple trending topics, guys.
Might spark a little attitude or something.
It's trending topics in Toledo on the Rise and Grind Morning Show.
It's not the same without Shae K flowing in the mic.
Well, everybody need a day off.
Yeah.
We love you, Shae.
We love you, Shae.
So, yeah. So I know you be having the happy topics, Leah. I want to go first. I know a lot of.
Go ahead. What you got?
A lot of people have heard about the FedEx, the mass shooting at the FedEx facility in Indianapolis. So, I want to send the prayers out to the families of those victims. And I believe they said the shooter even turned and killed on himself. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just a sad situation, with these mass killings, and then we got the police shootings and everything, and the violence. Just gotta do a lot of
too much going on.
Too much going on.
The devil's busy.
He's trying to be busy. He's trying to be busy, and just prayers out to those families.
And prayers to everyone out there, in that area, period, who's affected by that, because that affects everybody, even, especially the family, obviously, but, people in that community are affected by that, because it's like, wow, this is hit close to home. This could have been me, know?
And with these mass, the one thing I wonder about with these mass shootings, and I ain't trying to kick up no dust, but it may kick up some dust, but where are the All Lives Matters people when this goes on?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All Lives Matters people don't seem to come out until it's some Black Lives Matters people come out.
Right.
But this is an All Lives Matter situation, and we don't hear nobody talking about them when these shootings go on.
Right. Exactly.
Because all lives don't matter until Black Lives matter.
Until we're screaming Black Lives Matter.
Right. You see what I'm saying? Because this would be a perfect stand for the All Lives Matters to be protesting and trying to get the community to do something about gun violence, the country to do something about gun violence, and we don't hear that.
Yeah.
And that's where the Black people get mad when people say All Lives Matters when the Black Lives Matters, but you don't hear that until the Black Lives Matters come out.
Yeah.
Now we should hear All Lives Matters going crazy right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just my opinion. I ain't trying to step on no toes.
No, you're right. That's a very good point.
If the shoe fit, wear it. But I'm just saying, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the devil's busy, but people only want to kick up dust at certain times, and you got to look at it from all angles. And some dust needs to be kicked up right now. All lives matters. And I'll be with you.
I agree.
Because all lives do matter.
Yeah.
But, it don't seem like it until Black lives matter.
Right. But it's just the same as how a lot of those poor kids are still being locked in cages. They're still separated from their families. When Trump, separated all those families and, all of those brown people, and their lives didn't seem to matter to y'all. Y'all don't care about them. We're
I'm not going to say they don't care, but where's your action?
They don't care. You know what I mean? That's the point. Like you said, these people are screaming all lives matter when we stand up and say Black Lives Matter, but it's like, where are you guys for all these other, the Asians, when that happened, all these different other cultures that are being, attacked, but it's interesting. It's like what you said, it is, it's a lot going on, and it's a lot of hate with, different ethnic backgrounds. We've been seeing it for, centuries of time, but it's never, I don't know. It's like, you feel like it's starting to improve. You feel like we're evolving at some point, and then it's just like we take all these steps backward.
Like there's a breakthrough, and then we fall right back through the cracks.
And then they have everybody on edge. Like, we all on edge to see how the George Like, why is this trial even 14 days? Like, how much
I just don't even understand why it's even a trial at all. Like, I feel like there's no reason why it should even be a trial. Like, he should have just been charged.
Right.
It's visual footage of this man being killed, and they got a 14-day trial.
Right.
Make me understand.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Leah, make us smile. I told you I did, get the rough stuff out the way.
Well, I don't know.
You might have some rough stuff too.
I don't know. It's not. It's kind of maybe like right in the middle. Maybe we mediocre with it. But we were talking about The Bachelor.
Okay.
The other day and how he came out. He was on The Bachelor. He had the show with all the women. And now he came out, said that he's gay now, or that he's always been gay, but he's coming out now. And so remember, I said that day, I was like, they're gonna probably spin it. It's gonna be some sort of show. Like somebody's gonna, he's gonna capitalize off that somehow. And of course, Netflix has picked it up. Netflix is giving him a check, and he's gonna have a show now, basically documenting, I guess, his journey. Like it's not necessarily
it's not gonna be
a journey of what though.
Yeah, his journey to self-discovery. I guess I don't know. I mean, that's not the words he used,
right,
but that's I mean, that's how I took it.
Yeah,
that was the impression I got. So it's basically.
I thought you were going to say like a gay bachelor or something.
No,
like
I mean that's probably gonna come next. I mean, I won't be surprised. I really won't be surprised. But yeah, for now, Netflix is definitely giving him a show.
Well, Netflix has always been supportive of it.
We need to send something to Netflix.
You got enough content.
Gosh, Netflix is like writing out checks. Like they signing checks like it ain't nobody's business. Not to Monique though, obviously.
No, she didn't like.
She didn't like the check. Well, actually, they were going to give her a check, but she didn't like the check that they signed.
They weren't going to give her $50 million, but they was going to give her.
I would have took
$13 million.
I'd have took that $14 million. I mean, like, what you doing now? Like,
yeah, that's true. You missed out on the check.
You missed out on that check. Like,
I would have took the check and then said, "I got a problem."
Right.
I would have took about $1,000 in the bucket of chicken in the situation I was in at the time.
Wow.
I'd have made y'all laugh for a season or something.
Man.
I gave him a season.
That $1,000 is like 5 minutes on Netflix.
Right, crazy on Netflix. So Netflix, if you'd like to be a sponsor, that's great. Hit us up at influxforwardguy.com. It's your sponsor. What you got going on?
Hey,
I don't know. I'm
Shannon, can you be quiet out
what
there?
Else is going on here?
Are you talking about people?
Can you be quiet out there, Shannon?
You got something in the bag for me.
Oh, well, here's some Black Girl Magic.
Since you gonna call my name.
Since they called you out, come on in. Have a seat.
That little ass book bag. Can you breathe? I see your heart. Damn.
Okay, Kim Godwin. Kim Godwin is named president of ABC News, and she's becoming the first Black woman to run a broadcast news division. So, yes, congratulations. And shout out to Kim Godwin. That's ABC? Black Girl Magic. ABC News. That's like,
nice.
That's, national. That's not, we ain't talking about
ABC
13
part of
ABC.
Disney. She probably could go to the Disney Center for free.
Oh, for sure. She's got plenty of perks. I'm sure she can. Probably has a whole suite.
First of all, it is no such thing as the Disney Center.
He said the Disney Center?
Yes. There's the Epcot Center, and then there's the Disneyland.
I thought you said like Disney.
You even have Disney World.
Yeah, there's several.
Land, right?
Disney World, Disneyland.
Disneyland is out
the Epcot.
It is no center. It's not like the Boys and Girls Club. Clyde.
This is not the Macumber building, okay?
Woo, y'all. Okay.
The Disney Center.
Sir.
Ma'am.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
It ain't my birthday yet because this is Aries season.
It is.
It's Team Taurus.
It definitely is Aries season.
My sister is an Aries, so you know.
She is.
She's awesome. But this Team Taurus.
When is the video for Sex Fiend coming? I don't hear all that stuff. I like that song.
Sex Fiends.
First of all, you giving away stuff.
We playing.
I just actually talked to B Wills about it at rehearsal this week. I don't know.
You do so much.
I just got a million things going.
Okay, well, listen, we're going to give you a 60-second promo. Let it spill right here, right now.
Right now? Okay. So, Sunday. Yo, come celebrate my birthday with me. I'll be 36. And I don't mind saying my age because I've been through so much. I never knew what I was gonna do past 33.
Absolutely.
So come celebrate with me. We got a lot of great artists. I can't name all of them because it's too many. 419 Grind will be in the building. We'll figure that out. How we gotta figure it out. Just come in. If anybody came to any of my personal events, you know how we get down. It will be packed. It will sell out. It's
make sure you don't get too close to the bouncers, okay? I'll send out a little disclaimer there for you.
First of all, that was security, not the bouncers.
Whatever.
And who was there for you?
Bouncers, security, aren't they the same?
Was I there for you? Big dog.
Aren't they the same?
But look, y'all make sure y'all come out.
Stay away from the bouncers.
It's gonna be a live band. It's gonna be a live band
Stay
there.
away from the fights because the bouncers just be throwing people.
DJ Impress on the ones and twos.
Shut up.
You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all favorite performers here in the city, man. We gonna turn up. I'm giving away money all night.
Oh, I'm in the building.
Oh,
you got
just to show them that you ain't
money on your birthday.
Give me some money right now.
No,
show them that you
I can call the cash up you, but yes, it's my birthday, but I'm blessed. And that's how I stay blessed. I'm always giving. I actually forgot y'all. Forgive me, I forgot y'all shirts at rehearsal.
You didn't send my birthday cash app.
I got
Shannon
you.
is always giving. He always say that. He say that all the time. He just made a post on Facebook about it.
Like for real.
I'm tired of hearing it. We know you give.
So
give it, give it.
that's how you stay blessed. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
so if you got a dope outfit, come in that 90s nostalgia, 80s nostalgia.
Yeah. And vintage
yeah, I'm about to say, if you need something,
bring them jerseys out. I got vendors coming. You know, bring some money.
What location?
It's gonna be at the Spotlight Lounge.
Spotlight Lounge.
We got a day party from 3 to 6, and then we gonna clear it out from 7 to whenever we just gonna go.
Okay.
We gonna go, and then I'm gonna rock with 419 grind for a little while today. You know what I'm saying? Talk my talk.
All right. Well, that was our trending topics for the day.
For sure.
We're going to take a quick break because we already got our first guest in. We're moving and grooving. So shout out to our sponsors. Hot Box. Mud City ENT. Essential Vibes. Lance Soap, the People Salesman.
My brother.
J. Rush Jennings. Sasha Denise. Creator New Psalmist Church. Young Men and Women for Change.
Yes, sir.
The Social Butterfly. And Kendall Harvey. And if you would like to become a sponsor of the #1 Rise and Grind Morning Show, send your info to Rise and Grind at the419grind.com and you can become a sponsor of our show. So keep it locked right here. We're coming right back.
Hey.
I'm broken. I'll never be the same. I'm broken. I will never be the same. Got me by my new name. I'm broken. I will never be the same. Got me by my new name. I'm broken. I will never be the same. Got me by my new name. I will never be the same. Got me by my new name.
My first experience going to a dealership, I had bad credit, and the salesman made me feel horrible. I don't ever want you to have that feeling nor that experience. I guess that's why for the past 9 years they call me the people salesman. Good credit or bad credit, it does not matter to me. No matter your situation, if there's a way to get what you want done, I promise you, I will do everything I can to find it. So please be sure to stop and see me today at your people salesman.
It's the vibe for me. It's your vibe for me. Do you see me out there vibing freely? I don't care, I'm a vibe anywhere. Take a drive or by fair. Apply your pressure cause I'm rare. It's the vibe for me.
Ohio wanna rise, and you don't want no problem with us guys. Ohio wanna rise, yeah, look. Name a better duo, ain't no niggas you know. I came from the heavens, parked the car on Pluto, the Audemars Hublot, pockets fat as sumo. Women on me, you know, they wanna do the you know. I'm not the number 2, I'm the numero uno. When me and Fi together, the conflict is crucial. The diamonds is future. My cousin is shooter, other one a scammer, another one a booster. I like them dark, full of melanin. I'm a fix, she my medicine. Her ass shake like it's gelatin. The plug called, he bout the melanin. Your man called, he bout to tell again. They got him preaching like the reverend now. This local shit is irrelevant.
If you're tired of church as usual and you're looking for something invigorating, exciting with passion, then the Greater New Psalmist Baptist Church, 3251 Glendale, is the place for you. We are a people that's determined to occupy all streets while cultivating cultural change. The only thing's missing is you. Meet us at 3251 Glendale Avenue as we continue to be relevant and occupy all streets while cultivating cultural change.
Hello, my name is Sean Mahone Sr., founder and executive director of Young Men and Women for Change Behavior Modification Bootcamp Program. If you are a parent experiencing issues or problems with your child, then give us a call today. Young Men and Women for Change, 567-277-5352. Productive leaders for tomorrow's future.
I guess I had to learn the hard way, but I knew better in the first place. Put the blame on my name, cause I know anyway. No way, ain't see it coming from the first day. Should've stayed in my lane in the first place. Hard way, it got me damaged in the worst way. Can't complain, cause I knew he was no good anyway. Gotta chill, won't make it too hard on my new bae. Got me looking at every nigga like they all the same. I'll never be the same, got me on my new name. I'll never be the same, got me on my new name. I'll never be the same, got me on my new name. I'll never be the same, got me on my new name. Hey, my name is broken, no offense, I'm outspoken. Rather know what it is instead having me hoping, no joking. He treated me like I'm a token. The more he played the game, the more he had me open. Try to ignore all the shit that I heard. Tryna be down, talking man for his word. Cheated on me while he cheated on her. Lesson learned. It's me all that tryna make it work. Pack this bad bullshit to the curb. Feel like I'm immune to the hurt. Guess it's time I put me first. Guess it's time I put me first. Miss me all that tryna make it work. Pack this bad bullshit to the curb. Feel like I'm immune to the hurt. Lesson learned. I will never be the same. Wonder why I always got a fucking attitude. Wonder why I'm always saying crazy shit to you. Wonder why I never believe what you say you do. Been through so much that I gotta change my name, renew. I'll never be the same. I'll never be the same. I'll never be the same.
Wake up. You are now listening to the Rise and Grind Morning Show, presented by 419 The Grind.
Welcome back. You are tuned in to the #1 Rise and Grind morning show with Leah, Renee, Shae, K, Clyde, Green, and Jay. And we got our boy Shae Dig here in the building.
Hello.
And also, we have our first guest in the building. It is the beautiful Ashton Lee. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Yes, we're so happy to have you. Thank you for coming in, rising and grinding with us. I'm looking at your gear and I'm loving it, and I'm not surprised because when I was at the pop-up shop, and actually everybody that I've seen rocking and stuff, I'm like, that stuff is official. Like, it looks real good.
Thank you so much.
But then when I was at the pop-up shop, the one at the Spotlight, you had all your stuff laid out, and I was like, I came over there, my girl Angie was sitting over there, and I was talking to her, and I was like, wow, like, she's got, like, her stuff is real live official.
That table was jumping.
Yeah.
Right? I'm sitting at the 4-9 grind. You got shirts too? Hey, Toledo's.
They was all over there.
You saw Shae went over there. Like.
We had a good time. It was a blessing. Honestly, it was a good turnout.
Side note, shout out to Ashton for, sponsoring my label mates and band members. Whole gear for the Bobby V. Like, that's fire.
Dope.
That's the stuff I've been telling them boys to do for like 3 years. And then Ashton come with the play like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
It just fell in my lap. It was a blessing.
That's how it goes. Like, and those are great collaborations, So that's dope.
Yes.
So y'all can have a great collaboration because you got the 90s, the vintage party, and they can get the gear.
She's booked and busy.
I am. I wasn't asked until like last minute,
but people still can get gear from her for the party.
For sure.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Some people already got some stuff for me too.
Yeah, because you can wear local brands at my party. Like, it's only local brands or 80s and 90s wear. So you got a local brand. I want to see vintage 88 everywhere in that thing.
That's dope. Well, let's talk. Well, wait. Before we get to that, we need to know about you. No, that's okay, baby. It's okay. But we want to know about you. We want to know about the beautiful queen that put this thing together. So tell the listeners and the viewers who you are, like where you grew up, what high school you went to, and as Shae would always say, what's your zodiac sign?
Oh, okay. Well, we'll start with the zodiac. I'm a Capricorn.
Okay, Capricorn. She would say you're the GOAT.
I am.
I love Capricorn.
So honestly, I'm from Toledo, Star High School graduate.
Hey, Royce.
Yes, Royce. I grew up, you could say, West. I grew up
born in '88, I assume.
Oh, absolutely. That is the year behind the brand, vintage '88.
So when you say West, are you talking about out west or like hood west? It's a difference.
There is a difference.
Probably not hood west. So like
Savannah or Detroit Street.
No, so like my granny, her house was on Parkside. So I grew up there, but then we moved in the OSN my junior year in high school.
Okay.
But I had been at Start for 4 years, and I wasn't gonna switch out.
Right.
No shade, but I was just like, I'm not gonna graduate from a school I ain't go to. No shade. Listen, I know them Bulldogs are strong. Okay?
Hey, that's smart. We strong too.
We strong
as a company, y'all. And we coming in our armor. Believe it.
The first name of your school is Roy.
That's right.
Stop it.
That's right. Yours is Jessup.
That's a nice wholesome name.
I had a good time at Start though.
Yeah, it was a great time.
Let me see. My mom. I have one daughter, Sarai.
She's 11.
Old is she? She's 11. That's my baby.
Sarai.
Look, she will tell you. Sarai.
Okay, Sarai.
Sarai
don't smoke Sarai.
Look, listen, Sarai will let you know. My name is Sarai. Don't call me nothing else. One time, me and Sarai ended up running into Tracy at the mall. He was like, "What's up, baby girl?" She was like, "My name is Sarai." Don't call me nothing else. Listen, she don't play.
Good.
Oh, listen.
I love it.
Good because,
I love it.
Let people know what your name is.
That's no identity
She
crisis.
will advocate for herself.
I know that's right.
Sarai, you're doing a good job, Sarai.
Yeah, she was just in a commercial. We was in there together.
Oh wow, what commercial?
Buckeye Cable Systems.
Oh, that's
go to my page and y'all see.
Oh, that's sweet.
I call her Sarai the motto. Like she got an Instagram.
I love
together
it
because she's so vibrant. That's my baby. Anybody that know me know.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
Yeah, that's my girl. That's my girl.
And so, okay, you came out of high school, and did you try college?
I did. I went to UT. Graduated.
Rockets.
Yes. Graduated with a degree in communication. I know. I wanted to do radio and TV.
Yes, girl.
That was my first love. So I love music. I love music. Yeah, my playlist go hard. Yeah, y'all want it with me in my playlist. But I wanted to do like radio and TV.
Can you rap?
And you
no, I never said that.
You got it. Like you got the radio. Like you got that whole presence.
Thank you
like
so
about
much.
yourself.
Thank you.
I'll be having that.
You know, it's just amazing how God will just bring things back. So like I got pregnant with Sarai when I was in college. So, you know, any parent here, you know that things just shift.
Girl, yes.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know, 11 years later, God has definitely like just brought things back
full circle. He always does.
I'm telling you. And then went back to UT. Just graduated in December with my master's in school counseling.
Oh yeah,
Talk your stuff. Congratulations.
I love it. I was doing behavioral health for about 5 years.
Amazing.
And I was at Bowser High School, working with the babies there. And I loved it.
That's so dope. So what do you do? Like, are you still doing that type of work?
No. So I lost my job in August of last year
because of COVID and everything.
Yeah, that's what they say. But they knew I was graduating too, so I think that was.
They knew that check was. They knew they was gonna have to up.
For real.
Put that pay up.
Yeah. But you know, it was a blessing though, because you know, in certain situations, at least you got discernment. You could just feel the energy change, and it was just a shift. And
for sure,
I think my time had just
come.
My time had come.
Time to elevate.
And, crazy thing is, I remember a couple of months prior, I was just having a day, and I was just like, it's just time.
Yeah.
But I'm also a planner, and being a mom, single parent, you can't just up and just quit a job. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, one day too, I felt like God was like, it's time to go. And I was like, I know that's him. You know what I'm saying? I kind of like planted the seed, but he was like, no, it's time to go.
Yeah.
And then honestly, it was just a major blessing. Like when I ended up, losing my job, and it was like, okay, well, I can do two things. I can finish grad school, because I was also afraid of how I was going to be able to work full time.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Finish grad school and raise my baby.
Yeah.
But he eliminated the job.
Right.
So I had a lot more time. And I was like, well, I can do that, and I can push the brand. And I honestly, so I took my daughter on vacation, like August 5th to like the 17th. We went to Texas. I came back, and they had a meeting with me like 8 a.m. And I'm like, what y'all want to meet with me at 8 a.m.? I just got back. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of knew what I was walking into. And after that meeting, I was like, okay, I'm going to just pick a date, and I'm going to just relaunch on that date. And I picked a Friday. It was August 28th. And that was it.
So let me ask you, what part of Houston, what part of Texas did you go to?
I went to Austin. Yeah, I visited my homegirl, but Dallas has definitely got my attention.
Listen,
so
I went to Houston, and it changed my life.
That was the first time?
What?
Ain't
Bro,
the space age?
Bro, I'm about to.
It tripped me out when I got off.
I might go there 3 more times this year.
It tripped me out when I got on I-10. I saw the Bentley dealership, and just Bentley just sitting on the hill. I was like,
like Texas is it.
I'm trying to tell you, space age. So you got back, and they was like, hey, Ashton, want to have a word with you?
Yep.
Want to come on in here?
Yep. That's exactly what happened. I had so much peace though when I walked out. I had so much peace.
But
it probably was like,
because you had so much peace going in too, though. You said you was like you already knew what it was.
I already knew what it was.
And
you
then
know what I'm saying?
When God wants you to move, you got to be ready.
Yeah.
You got to be ready. You can't complain, because he'll stop.
Listen, let me tell you, like this has been 8 months. The last 8 months is definitely going to be, for me, the time in my life where I look back and be like, God carried me all of that way.
Yes.
Like, for one, as a parent, not having a job, you be like, what am I about to do?
Girl.
I'm raising my baby by myself.
Right.
How is this gonna work? When I tell y'all, like, he didn't open up doors, you know what I'm saying? He didn't allow my creativity to allow me to make money, you know what I'm saying? Like, I DJ on the side a little bit.
Okay.
But I had a few different things, and money came, you know
just
what I'm
not about to slap that slide by.
She said I DJ a little bit.
I got the turntables in the back.
Yeah, I do.
So do you be critical of other DJs when you hear them?
I mean, I feel like I got an ear. See what I'm saying? Transitions, I hear transitions. But, we got fire DJs here in the city.
We do.
Shout out to my girl Breezy.
Yes. I met her too
DJ
at the
Knots.
Pop Up. She was super duper.
Loyalty.
DJ Knots, a lot of great DJs.
Yeah, Empress though. And Ludo too. Like that's my guy.
For sure.
They try to be so fire.
He's a legend in the city.
Listen, he was at the Bobby
DJ
B.
Lightning Rods, of course.
Listen, I was just in there, grooving, because he was doing this thing.
I got something he'll talk about on the show too with that DJ, because he gonna like that.
Okay.
See how God just put this together?
No, he do though. He do.
Don't you do it?
All right, it don't take me much.
Don't play no shout music in here now.
So you said you had created the LLC in 2018.
Yes. So I got the LLC in 2018 because I was like, all right, I'm gonna do it. But 2018 was also the year I started grad school, and I was working full time. So it was like, all right.
So had you just got that job that you were about to lose? The job that you lost?
I was working there for about 3 years now at this point. But it was just like something I wanted to do. So that was like my first step. But because all these other things were factors, I couldn't really put the energy and time into it. But timing is everything.
Yeah,
really.
it is.
It is everything. So really early 2020. So like March is when I came out with my first design. And shout out to my homeboy Cecil and my friend Elisa. So I had
my boy Cease.
Yeah. So I had the design. The shirt. It was called Product of the 90s. So it was like my product of playing outside, 90s R&B, Def Comedy Jam, and my mom and I being one of my little friends. So like I had that on. I took a picture, hilarious. But I was really showing off the mask. My friend Cecil got on the stat and was like, "Nah, what's up with that shirt you got on?" I'm like, "Well, this is just something that I just made. And, this is how I feel." And then everybody started commenting on it, and I sold like a bunch of those shirts. But then COVID hit, so it was like everything kind of just stopped because. I ended up working from home, and then of course I'm a teacher now because my daughter's doing homeschool now, right. And then all of my grad school classes transitioned to online. So it was so crazy. Much. It was so much. So I really hadn't really touched much. But again, by August, when everything kind of shifted for me, I was like, all right, well, let's just put the energy into my brand and doing something for me. And it's been a blessing. Like the reception has been so awesome.
That's awesome.
Like, you got a lovely, bubbly energy, so I can see you
absolutely.
doing nothing else.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I can't wait to get my little package.
Well, when we get there, it's okay.
No, you're like your mama on Christmas. You ain't opening no gifts right now.
And I'm a gift giver though, so listen. Like I'll give a gift, and I'll be like, I just want to give it to you right now, and I'm gonna buy you something else to give you on that day.
She shut you down. No, we're gonna do the interview.
I'm gonna just be patient.
So
yes, whatever you want to give it. I just wanted to know about you first, though.
No, I appreciate that.
So what is it about the 80s and 90s that you love so much?
And there you go.
That's my question.
I'm sorry, say that again.
You brought one for Shae?
I did actually when I was leaving.
Oh, she got it. Okay.
Run into her. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Yep, she got hers.
Shout out
to her because she asked me to come on.
What you say, Shae? Because I want you.
So
shout out to her for getting you on here.
I want to know what is it about the 80s and 90s that you love so much?
So.
Other than being born in the 80s and raised in the 90s.
Right.
What is it about it?
Honestly, it all goes back to nostalgia for me. Nostalgia by definition is a wistful longing, affection for the past, typically, for a certain place and time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the 90s is for me. And I think a lot of it had to do with my mom.
Mm-hmm.
She's passed away now. But so much of her, or so much of the 90s like represent her. Like she was a fly girl, she was cute.
The earrings.
Listen. I remember, the scrunchy socks and
Around the Way Girl, as LL
Around the Way
would say.
Girl. Yes.
I love it.
But I think it also relates with just this family, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like that was a time for me where I always got to see my family, it was always music, watching, good shows and all that kind of stuff. So it just means so much to me.
Because of course I got hats, I got gear already, you know what I'm saying? I just always like to support. But I like, this is why I personally like it, and I ain't never told you this. Because it makes you kind of feel like everything like right now is so like separated, like it's no real relationship. Like when I think about the 80s and 90s, I think about relationship, house parties, like game nights,
doing the Running Man.
Like I think about that stuff, like barbecues, like stuff that just kids actually like playing dodgeball, like you know what I'm saying, with a bunch of kids.
Outside.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
that's what it make me think of. That's why I love the brand, because it's like a kid would rather sit in the house and play games all day. Every time I see it, like first thing I see out of everything on there is when they say Yo Raps, right? Like, dang.
Yeah.
That might be the first thing that introduced me to hip hop was Yo MTV Raps. You feel?
But that's
see
what
I'm
it's
saying?
designed to do.
Like that's it creates triggers.
The big booty TV.
that TV with the BBL on there.
The tempo. Yeah.
But that's the goal behind it though. I just want to connect people, through nostalgia. Conversation starters. You got something on and what's that? People recognize it, and there's like no lie. I had a shirt.
Oh, we got a
got you with that magnet.
I didn't see that in there.
Listen, man.
Okay.
But I had a shirt. It was You Got McDowell's Money. I had that shirt on, and I was at the gas station. And this older white gentleman stopped me and was like, "Is that a McDowell shirt, y'all?" And this man, I'm 32. He had to be, I promise you, at least in his 60s, for real. And we just sparked up this conversation, just talking about Eddie Murphy movies and all. And I didn't know this man at all, but because he saw my shirt, he recognized me. I was like, we had this conversation. We talked for like 5 minutes, and it was super cool. And I'm like, that's what it's about, though. You know what I'm saying?
You got to get my boy Eddie Murphy with a Delirious song. You got to put that on something.
I like the Fresh Prince joint. Jacob brought the Fresh Prince joint.
Yeah. Thank you. I just came out with that one. I just restocked on some hats too, because I had a lot of new stuff that I released at the pop-up shop. But I sold out of it, so I had to like re-up, and people was like,
course.
What is that?
So when people order from you, they get a bag like this?
Absolutely.
And you write their name. My name is on this bag. I feel so special.
So you gotta keep it though.
That's why you see I was turning all delicate. They all ripping. I'm trying to sell my bag.
Yeah, he gonna keep that. He gonna put his lunch in there. Put his snacks.
You know, when I ship it out and they like people get the package and they like, oh my god, like you see it and just a blank bag. But that's what it's all about, the details.
Chicken wings, fries, and other things. And this,
you know what I'm saying? Petty candy.
Okay, so I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
Of course, we're in Toledo. You know, we're in a place where, especially through COVID, a lot of, small businesses launched and emerged, and a lot of people are doing their things, doing great things. Did you feel, and you got a lot of great support, which is great. Did you feel any sort of like tension from other people who maybe felt like, now you're doing what I'm doing?
To be honest with you, no, and that's not something that I really tapped into either. Because I think for me, I had my own reservations, like hesitations and procrastinations. You know what I'm saying? It was just time. So I really didn't even tap into what somebody else was doing, because I was like, this is what I'm supposed to be. Like, this has been on my heart for so long.
Right.
And I think I allowed my own, you know what I'm saying, hesitations and
we're our
reservations.
biggest
being
enemies.
Scared, you know
God put you in a situation where you had to make it.
Yes, absolutely. So it was just like, it's okay.
And so you were more
what I'm supposed to do
by the outpour.
Oh yeah. And no, for real, like
surprised.
When people started to buy stuff, I was like, oh my god, y'all really like it? Y'all do? You know.
So do you think so a lot of times you on this show and other people's shows and just around Toledo, it's just a narrative that Toledo don't support. Toledo doesn't support things, or you have to be popular to get the support. How do you feel about that, being that you have your own brand, being that this just being your own brainchild? I know the work that you put in, but tell other people like the work you had to get that you put in. And it didn't matter if somebody felt like, it didn't matter if you felt like people were supporting you. You just worked.
Yeah. So I'm new to business. This is all new. So it's all just been a huge learning process for me.
Okay.
Like late nights, early mornings, up trying to, make stuff and then get my website together. And oh my goodness, and I didn't always have people to ask. And I won't say that I've never asked questions, because there are certain people that I have, connected with to ask questions. But overall though, it was me really putting in that groundwork, trying to get my, the name trademarked and, everything just solidified. So, I mean, with anything though, you got to start with some hard work, It don't just happen.
Yes.
Those late nights, early mornings, you don't really feel it, because you this is what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? And it's so much bigger than me. I'm saying, yes, I want to make my mark on the world, but my daughter watches me. You know what I'm saying? And when we out and somebody be like, I like your shirt, my daughter be like, yep, that's my mama. She got her own brand. She's so proud. You know what I'm saying? So it's for her too. You know what I'm saying? But it's also for, her kids and everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because this one thing can open up so many more doors. I don't want just the brand. I've had dreams of, youth centers and other stuff, you know what I'm saying? So, but I got to start with one thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
To get to the big picture.
Oh, absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
That's what people don't understand. Even me jumping into this, I tell Jesse all the time, I went from doing nothing to working 24 hours a day. My phone wasn't ringing at all. Now I look at it and be almost ready to throw this one.
Yeah.
For real, everybody tells me, I get all y'all music and emails and everything, and it just like that. I was just doing nothing.
Yep. Yeah. But you had to just do one thing though. You know what I'm saying? Make one move.
Get up and start doing something.
Exactly.
And then stuff just started happening.
Yes. And that's exactly what this has been too.
And Shannon, I want to respond to your question about the support in Toledo. People will cry about support in Toledo, but you don't just want Toledo support anyway. And then what you have to understand is a lot of people in Toledo support you, they just don't have the finances. We're not a rich town. I don't have the money to support all the artists like I want to. But I can create a platform that you can come on here and sell yourself. And get your own product out there. You know what I'm saying? So you got to make the people support you. A lot of artists give up. Oh, they didn't like my post. I'm not making no more music.
Ooh,
you know what I'm
saying? Somebody said that though.
Yeah,
somebody came in here and said that.
You don't know who watching you. What did you just say? Somebody's watching you Well,
Yeah.
we were just talking about it in the break. Somebody,
I can't talk about mine.
Yeah, but somebody.
That's an example. Yeah.
That's a great example. It's kind of been like that my whole life though, but that's different from me. I said I've been doing this for years and years and years, but with Ash, I remember like just seeing her explode on the scene. Right. I remember it. So it didn't come like one day she was hot, and then one day she was doing nothing, and the next day she was hot. She worked.
Exactly.
She worked.
Right.
Tirelessly. You got to remember, like Tracy's my brother,
Yeah.
so I know if I call him, he like, oh, I'm showing.
Mm-hmm.
So I know the time that she put in behind the scenes.
Yeah,
You
I
know
remember
what I'm saying?
calling
To
Tracy
learn.
in the beginning too, like, show me how to use this cricket.
You see what I'm saying?
He like came over, and one thing though, I had to not be afraid to ask questions.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because
Ask
don't
for
get me
help.
wrong, people told me no. People like, yeah, I got you, and all right, you know what I'm saying. But don't get me wrong either. There definitely support. Like people have supported me.
Yes.
Like the support has been super overwhelming.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like we can support everybody. You know what I mean? Like I want to see everybody win.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
There's
support.
definitely other brands in the city that I love. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? I love the people. You know, behind them.
I've probably been up here outside just a lot, right? 80%,
And
like 90%.
T. Welch is on here. He said, Shannon, what happened to the call this AM?
I was busy, blood. But
That's the way you get somebody's attention. Though. I like that.
and not only
then
that, and then
RC said Ashton gave the whole band sweatshirts and ain't bring me nothing.
Oh,
shout out to
Listen,
Walmart. They owe us.
listen. Ryan gave me a whole list. First of all, this is how it started off. It started off with, all right, we just gonna have one piece of vintage 88, okay? We gonna have one piece. Then he was like, well, can I get this, and this?
You like,
So it
hold
was
on,
six
you want my whole
pieces.
collection.
So I thought, all right, I thought he was in on the 6.
I was
you know
mad
what I'm saying?
because I didn't get mine either, but it's cool because I could just make a call. But
Listen, and
all y'all got to do is just put in that order.
put the order in.
Put the order in.
Because I'm definitely
and go to the
I'm gonna
website.
pay.
Matter of fact, tell them where to go to put in the order.
Vintage88gear.com.
No, I'm gonna get something.
Okay, say that. Say
Tell the
that
listeners
again.
and
Say
viewers
that
one more
again.
time.
Vintage88gear.com.
Don't forget the gear.
Yep.
Vintage88gear.com to
Yeah.
purchase.
Drop some
It's hot too. I'm feeling a whole lime green jacket with the.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
this is
so
new.
fire.
I definitely
Fire.
I got
I should've
Yeah. You didn't see that at first? Windbreakers.
I
Like that.
definitely need some because
I
I only
got
wear
these lime
local.
green and red. I'm about to put it on the website this weekend.
Oh, you got it. You got it in red.
I do.
Oh, do you got it in
I
my
would really
size?
stand out with that. wouldn't I?
What size
I
you wear,
need that.
Shannon? 3X.
No,
I do.
I
I
wear.
would
I
stand
wear.
out.
I wear. Unfortunately, an X. But shout out to Danny.
I
Danny
got you
get me
though.
together.
I just looked this morning. I definitely got
That
two.
mother be busting in the black light too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might wear mine Sunday.
Yeah, I need to get me one to match my shirt now.
Now, my homegirl Talia, she does these though.
I'll shout her out.
some.
Let's see them. Put them up in the.
I want
put 'em
some.
up in-
Talia.
Yeah, shout out to Talia. She get you together. I had some other colors, but my baby snagged them.
What's Talia on? Talia what on Facebook?
Talia something. I just know her first name. Hold on, let me.
Okay, well shout
let
out
me
to
look.
Talia.
I want one,
Because-
Talia.
We'll have to get
Oh,
her.
Little, there we go. That's my boo. Yeah, Talia.
I want some.
Okay,
She on me.
say her name.
Talia.
Talia.
Talia. Yeah,
Little.
shout out to her.
Shout out to her. We'll have to get her in here so she can show us her bracelet.
Yes, I think it's like
She
my
real
second
vintage and
purchase.
nostalgic
Yeah,
too,
and I
yeah.
met her at the first pop-up shop that I did with Letitia last fall. We were table mate, well, side by side. We were neighbors, and I met her there, and I got some stuff, and we became real cool. Now she like my sister. I love her so
That's
much.
what's up.
So, Toledo is so fire, man. I know
Yeah,
we
let me
get
see
a
what's
lot of
going on in
stuff,
these comments,
but
too,
these
with Toledo.
These pop-up shops been amazing, man. Like they been so fire. I know I done did like 3 of them. I go to as many as I can because all I do is shop.
Yes, shout out to our sponsor, one of our sponsors, the Social Butterfly. She's got some pop-up shops coming up, one on the 24th and then one on May 1st, I believe. Is it May 1st?
Yep.
May 1st. Yep. So, and then what?
Terrence Welch said, Shannon wear 2X, he just like to wear 1X.
I don't know. Terrence just like to wear his
He like that
clothes.
snug fit,
Terrence like to wear his clothes
Loose.
Loose. Hey, his little suit in the video was loose.
He like the big suits.
I want to say good morning to some of the grinders on the live. We haven't spoken to them yet. What's up, you guys? We see you, Dominique, Nikki, Cynthia, Mama Riley. Who else we got in here? The Social Butterfly, Natalie, Nira.
Wow.
Who else? Craig. What's up, Craig? Erica.
What's up, Craig?
I'd like to give a special welcome home to my homie Gianna Rance. Welcome back, baby.
Welcome back home.
Welcome back.
Home, baby.
Glad
to see you back.
Ryan, Markel.
Yeah, Ryan Johnson.
Yep, Ryan Johnson.
Whoa.
DeJuan, T. Welch, RC,
Whoa.
Kennedy. Kennedy said, "That's my friend."
Somebody said,
I'm like, I don't know all them names. Good morning to all y'all.
Aaron said, hit him up after the show. Aaron Murphy said, hit me up after the show.
My boy Aaron. That's my boy.
Yeah.
Shout out to all y'all. We appreciate you guys for tuning in.
Right now.
Yeah.
All right, so
Good morning.
definitely let them know one more time where they can find you on social media and where they can purchase.
Yes. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram, Vintage 88 Gear, and my website, vintage88gear.com.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. And are you going to be at any of the pop-up shops coming up soon?
Yes, for 1 9 day with Letitia on Monday.
Awesome.
Monday?
Yep.
Yeah, 419 days.
Yeah.
Monday pop-ups. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just caught me off guard.
Yeah. She just did it though, but you know she had to get us in there real quick.
Yeah.
But I'll be
shout
there.
out to her, man. She be throwing them things together.
I
Do you
love
understand
her
me?
so much.
I do too. And her stuff be together every time.
She's so professional.
The first one I ever did, live broadcast was with her.
That's my girl, man. I love it.
She be
All
out
right,
here.
well, that's what's up. Well, we appreciate you stopping through. This has been a great interview. I love your energy. You're so dope, and so is your gear. I'm definitely going to be putting in some of my orders.
She
So
always
we can
smile.
do more
Thank
stuff.
you.
It's a beautiful smile.
I really appreciate y'all having me here today. Thank you so much.
We appreciate you too. And if you have anything coming out, like if you have a new line coming out, or if you just want to come back through, you want to guest co-host because I told you got that radio voice.
I
girl.
would love to.
Yes, anytime.
Get up here and ask some questions.
Yeah, make sure you hit us up,
with it.
okay?
Yes.
All right. Well, shout out to our sponsors,
Hotbox.
Mud City ENT,
Better believe it.
Essential Vibes,
Yep.
Land Self, The People Salesman,
Yep.
J. Russ Jennings,
Hey.
Sasha Denise,
There you go.
Greater New Psalmist Church, Young Men and Women for Change, The Social Butterfly, and Kendall Harvey. And if you would like to become a sponsor of the #1 voted podcast, send your info to Rise and Grind at the419grind.com, and you can become a sponsor of our show.
Better
So
believe
keep it
it.
locked right here. We're coming right back with much, much more.
I'm broken. I'll never be the same. I'll be my mama's I'm broken. I will never be the same. Got me by my new name. I'm broken. I will never be the same. Got me by my new name. I'm broken. I will never be the same. Got me by my new name. I will never be the same. Got me by my new name.
My first experience going to a dealership, I had bad credit, and the salesman made me feel horrible. I don't ever want you to have that feeling nor that experience. I guess that's why for the past 9 years they call me the people salesman. Good credit or bad credit, it does not matter to me. No matter your situation, if there's a way to get what you want done, I promise you, I will do everything I can to find it. So please be sure to stop and see me today at your people salesman.
It's the vibe for me. It's your vibe for me. Do you see me out there vibing freely? I don't care. I'm a vibe anywhere. Take a drive or by fair. Apply your pressure 'cause I'm rare. It's the vibe for me.
Ohio wanna rise. And you don't want no problem with us guys. Ohio wanna rise. Yeah, look. Name a better duo. Ain't no niggas you know. I came from the heavens. Parked the car on Pluto. The Audemars Hublot. Pockets fat as sumo. Women on me, you know. They wanna do the you know. I'm not the number 2. I'm the numero uno. When me and Fi together, the conflict is crucial. The diamonds is future. My cousin is shooter. Other one a scammer. Another one a booster. I like them dark, full of melanin. I'm a fix, she my medicine. Her ass shake like it's gelatin. The plug called, he bout the melanin. Your man called, he bout to tell again. They got him preaching like the reverend now. This local shit is irrelevant.
If you're tired of church as usual and you're looking for something invigorating, exciting with passion, then the Greater New Psalmist Baptist Church, 3251 Glendale, is the place for you. We are a people that's determined to occupy all streets while cultivating cultural change. The only thing's missing is you. Meet us at 3251 Glendale Avenue as we continue to be relevant and occupy all streets while cultivating cultural change.
Hello, my name is Shae Mahone Sr., Founder and Executive Director of Young Men and Women for Change Behavior Modification Bootcamp Program. If you are a parent experiencing issues or problems with your child, then give us a call today. Young Men and Women for Change, 567-277-5352. Productive leaders for tomorrow's future.
She got it bad and she wonders that if I'm gonna take it serious, it's like a heart attack. I gotta go, my heart's not attached. I let her go, but she keep running back, right back. She got it bad and she wonders that if I'm gonna take it serious, it's like a heart attack. I gotta go, my heart's not attached. I let her go, she keep running back, right back. Hate to see you leave, but I love to watch you go. Hate to see you leave, but I love to watch you go. I got trust issues, but I learned from my lessons. All my old exes thought that I was a menace, yeah. Took her serious, but then she cheated like a villain. She wanted bad, but I'm one in a million. 'Cause your love is stronger than a feeling, and it hurts just think about you leaving. I can't waste no more time. Gotta leave you in the past, now just move on, girl. 'Cause I know what you like. I'm made up in your life to be there all the time. The timing isn't right, but what is left is focus. She got it bad and she wonders that if I'm gonna take it serious, it's like a heart attack. I gotta go, my heart's not attached. I let her go, but she keep running back, right back. She got it bad and she wonders that if I'm gonna take it serious, it's like a heart attack. I gotta go, my heart's not attached. I let her go, she keep running back, right back. Hate to see you leave, but I love to watch you go. Hate to see you leave, but I love to watch you go. Drop down, get your ego on. Say the way you hit the floor, get your ego going. You ain't worried about your past, only where you're going. But if you focus on the future, you gon' keep on growing. Oh, I can help you with your problems. I'm doing my thing, single with no baby mama. I'm living my life like there's no tomorrow. I know what you like, I got a shirt you can borrow. Hold up, yeah. I'm falling for the same thing, repeating these patterns like I'm going insane, man. Into the bag, money is ag, counting them racks, yeah. Looking at last, look at my past, get to the bag, yeah. She got it bad and she wonders that if I'm gonna take it serious, it's like a heart attack. Oh, it's not attached. I gotta go, but she keep running back, right back. She got it bad and she wonders that if I'm gonna take it serious, it's like a heart attack.
You are now listening to the Rise and Grind Morning Show, presented by 419 The Grind.
Welcome back. You are tuned into the #1 voted podcast, The Rise and Grind Morning Show with Leah, Renee, Shae, Clyde, Green, and Jay. And we have Shae and Dick in the building. And
Hello.
We still have our beautiful friend, Ashton Lee, in the building.
Good morning.
Yes, Vintage 88. If you guys are not hip, make sure you go over to vintage88gear.com. Yes, and shop because it's hot. She got some hot gear. So, yes, so we appreciate you sticking around. Definitely love your presence here. So we're going to tell the listeners and the viewers, guys, hey, if you guys want to talk to Ashton Lee, if you know her, you want to congratulate her, you want to call and ask questions, or maybe just, say hello, give us a call.
419, what's on your mind? Give us a call at 419-540-3566. We want to hear from you.
Come talk to me.
Come talk to us.
Come talk to me.
Y'all can call us and say hi to her, too.
Talk to me.
My nephew.
Come talk
Yeah, I
to
love
me.
the.
Oh, there it is.
Hey, there they go.
Talk to me.
Oh, I got the phone.
Come talk to me. Girl, you know these niggas can't fuck with me.
You've reached the Rise and Grind Morning Show. Who we got on the line?
What's up? This is my Sean.
Hey, my Sean. How you doing? That was funny.
Hey, how you doing, Ashton? Here's a funny story, real quick.
Oh, okay.
So Ashton set me up with my wife.
Oh.
We went to leadership camp, right?
Jefferson Madison.
Yeah, see, remember?
I remember.
So,
They told us to stop flirting on this little board, and I'm like, man, I really like her.
I remember that. Oh my God, I haven't thought about that in years. But as soon as you said it, I remember it though.
Yeah,
Wow,
that's how small the world is. Though.
Yes, I mean y'all been rocking for a long time.
I'm telling you, right?
Yes.
I can't believe she wanted to get married to me, though. So that's
That's real though. That's
What
real.
is wrong with you, my
That's
son?
real.
That's very real. And as long as you can understand those
that
concepts.
mean you know you got a good one.
Hey,
My
you got a
Sean.
solid one right there.
Solid.
My Sean, my Sean,
Shout out to Chanel.
yeah, I'm listening.
what are you doing?
Right.
He being nostalgic. We talking
No,
about,
he talking about, I can't believe she married me.
Yeah, we gonna disregard that.
He sound like he had
No,
no
he's just saying that she way doper. He might be dope, but she way doper.
That's
For
okay.
sure.
I feel that.
He sound
I feel
like he
it
at
too.
the firehouse polishing fire extinguishers.
I'm trying to save you, Marshawn.
Yeah, please.
Hey, again, you're not about to keep on getting off of me like that.
I got you, fam.
Hey, Ashton, congratulations on the business and stuff like that. I was looking at the video. I'm like, man, I got to hit her up. That's pretty cool.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I do.
Yeah, most definitely, though. Keep on moving forward and take over the world. Like
Oh, you can count on it. You can count on it.
Real talk.
All right. Well, we appreciate you calling in,
Thank
my
you,
Sean.
Always love
Most
my Sean,
definitely.
big homie.
All right, man. You know it's always good, man.
Yeah,
I have to
for
come
sure.
up there one of these times after I get to the house.
I know you coming. I'm scared.
All right, y'all be cool. Have a
Bye.
good day.
Have a good day. Well,
That boy know he crazy.
He probably
His
just
wife been
screaming,
rocking for a long time. Jefferson Madison Leadership Camp. That's what we was
right.
in. Yes.
We cool dude.
So I want to ask you something. Speaking of camps, because you were talking a little while ago before we went to break about how you got a lot of different things that you want to do, and I know you said you're trying to just focus on this right now, but just kind of talk about different things. You said something about a youth camp, and I was like interested in that because these are things that I've like different things that I like just think that we need for our community. So talk about your idea with that.
Yes. Honestly, I want to do something where youth can go to a camp but just learn something they want to do. So because I'm doing a brand, maybe they want to learn how to start their own brand.
Yeah.
But I want to connect with other people. You want to do music or whatever, but just where they can go and have activities though. You know what I'm saying? They can play outside, but they can also walk away having learned how to do something and they can take with them.
Yeah.
A skill, so those are just things
like a skill.
yes, absolutely. Stuff that they can, create income from. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know how it's gonna start. But that's just something I wanted to do for a long time. Like I remember being in high school. I remember the old movie theater on Secor. Remember that?
Yeah.
So when it closed down, I was in high school and I was like, man, that would be so dope. Like if that just was like a youth center or something. You know what I'm saying? Where kids can go. Growing up, my parents we always had kids around. Like my parents were the community parents. You know what I mean? And they also worked for the YMCA at one point. So I grew up, you know, being around other kids and watching my parents serve others. So it comes naturally for me. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in a home full of love. And so I just naturally have that. And like I said, I love kids. And I feel like it's super important for kids to have those kind of skills fostered early. You know what I'm saying?
Our future. And they need somebody got to replace us.
100%.
You know what's crazy? So Ryan, who you just found out, you didn't even know that was my brother, right? Yeah, that's my same mama, same daddy. Shout out to my brother.
Shout out to Ryan.
But our dream was forever to do a boys and girls club for the arts.
Yes, and that's the thing,
literally
though. Like,
what it is.
Kids need to be able to have outlets where they can be creative. Like that's the
fire,
thing, where
huh?
they can have ideas
because that's something that I've written down for years, and me and Leah had talked about. Me and Harold has talked about. Me and Tisha Lee have talked about it. I have a program that I've designed before called Mentor Me. ME means media and entertainment literacy. Which means the arts, the broadcasting, music, whatever. So maybe that's something that we can all kind of come together and collab on.
That. Yes, absolutely. Because because
one person can't do it. And you have ideas. Leah has ideas. Shannon has ideas. Everybody can bring
brings
something.
A strength, you know. And where I'm weak, you're strong. You know, where he's weak, I'm strong.
Right.
Where, you know,
and one day we all gonna need to be replaced. Somebody
Absolutely.
got to take that spot. We can't dwell and lock onto this. We got to move on.
We have to move on.
We got to show them how.
Exactly, to take over.
And I say all the time, especially talking to Jesse, I say, man, we come up in a church and like to be able to be a musician, that's as good as these days being able to be a mechanic. It's nothing. My brothers work all the time. I don't play an instrument, but I master the studio and songwriting. I'm always working, and it has maybe be able to travel. We don't have that because a lot of people don't go to church anymore. Yeah. So we don't see a lot of people coming up, and there's tons of musicians coming up under somebody. Everybody don't want to go to church. A lot of people got forced to go to church, so it just turned them off of church, period.
And the church music ain't the same either, Shannon.
And then the church turned people off.
And
the people in the church.
But that's a different subject for a different day.
That's the main reason, Leah.
That's the main reason. I talked about it in one of my albums. I got a gospel album. I talked about it. But the thing is, we have to be able to have programs and things like that where people have access to them, you know, and not just have them and people don't know about them. Like TPS had a whole pilot program that when I went back to Scott the Mentor, I've never heard about it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know. Like, and you were born in '88. You went to Start. Did you know we had a pilot program?
The pilot program? Or are you talking about like the career center stuff?
No, like
aviation, like
the aviation. When you were at
But
Start,
I knew, but not when when I was at Start, I feel like it was something like auto mechanic. I feel like that was
did you know that we had an aviation program and TPS while you were at TPS?
I did.
I didn't know that. I had no idea.
I did because I was going to transfer from Scott to go to Bowser just because of that.
So you had to go to Bowser. It was only at Bowser. Wow, I didn't know that.
I think though in the beginning though, a lot of it was dispersed through different schools though. It wasn't like highlighted like that.
You got to research it. You're right. A lot of people don't know.
What happened is and if it's it's a program that's available for all TPS because it had schools up there that has been. When I went back to mentor at Scott, the schools that were up there was closed for 10 or 20 years. They had Matt Cumber up there. They had the Velvets up there. I'm like, anybody in my class who went to school with me at Scott, we did not know. And everybody was able to come to everybody was able to come to CAS or come to broadcasting from any school. It's the same thing. You just had to have a certain GPA. And this is the thing. When you don't tell people about these opportunities, it minimizes what people can do. You know what I'm saying? People you can actually grow up and dream to be a pilot, and know that you have an outlet to do it, the opportunity to do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I think a lot of schools need to change the way that we educate, because if there's a setting like this to where students who are in broadcasting or want to get in broadcasting can come in and learn as a student. I think that's the opportunity that they would love to do. Instead of just sitting in the classroom.
Shout out to Sky High School. We got that. We got that now. Shout out to Dr. Durant.
We had it back then when I was in high. That's why
I was in broadcasting.
Yeah, I was
didn't
too.
even know that. I never knew that back in high
But
school.
TPS has changed that though. Like, TPS now,
Yes, they changed it.
They're,
Shout out to Dr. Durant.
Focused on obviously being college and career ready. But they are highlighting like all of the different school options that they have. So
That's how I got back to Woodward, because I didn't want to go to Rogers. I took electronics because Woodward was the only class that offered it. Like, Scott was the only school that offered cars. That's why a lot of girls went to Scott to do hair. So,
And
but
it's-
they don't make it known, and even in the local level, there's a lot of programs that people don't know about that are free. Rob Pastor offers a free home ownership program.
Shout out to my brother Rob.
They'll help you get a house. It's free.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things that us as a culture, we don't even research. I'm one of them that don't, because if you do your research, you'll find a lot of these things out. Ain't nobody's gonna hand it to you and tell you, here you go. Sometimes you got to get up and look yourself and do things yourself.
Well, the problem is a lot of people just don't know it's available. You can't research something that you don't know exists.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
that's why we got a
But
platform here so we can.
also, I think what he's saying is like, even if you don't know something exists, a lot of people aren't even researching, that what you want to do. You know what I mean? Like if you know that you want to do something, and there's like, okay, I got this interest, you can go to Google and say, hey, what do I have to do do this?
Right.
You know what I mean?
And then go right back to Facebook.
And it's gonna take you right back to YouTube, Facebook, and everything else. You know what I mean? And teach you. So it is really just a matter of what type of time and effort you're going to put in. Like
and students being able to ask, administrators, counselors at their schools, these questions.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say, and it goes back to what Ash was talking about and what she wanted to do. Like, that's how this conversation came about in the first place, right? So if we even have a center to say, okay, let's team up with TPS and show everything that you have to offer. Like, I've never seen that at the boys club about the aviation. I've never seen it at, at the football games.
Right.
Like for mid city growing
That's where
up,
a lot of kids are going to be.
You see what I'm saying? Like, what if you don't want to play ball no more because like I ain't getting no burn, but I can go be a pilot. You know what I'm saying? I can be a car. Like, this is where we
equipment in those schools. I'm a heavy equipment operator. I didn't learn about it until after I graduated.
You see what I'm saying?
When I did in high school, I probably retired.
Kids are graduating from high school with associates. You see what I'm saying? And that's the thing. It's about the information. A lot of people aren't successful even as adults because of the lack of information. The Bible says my people perish because of the lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the knowledge that's being withheld. That's why we aren't able to be prosperous a lot of times. But if we get the knowledge, the pandemic gave a lot of black people a chance to just sit down and get knowledge. Why do you think all these LLCs has popped up? I didn't have mine for
But it's
years.
not even just having LLCs. It's actually people actually going out and having a business.
But even doing that, that's what happens when you have time to get knowledge. We have seen an explosion of black entrepreneurship.
Now you just have to have a passion, and like we all business owners and things. And like I said all the time, the passion is what's gonna get you paid. We're not getting the money we roll right now, but we got a passion and a burning desire to hope that we're gonna go to that level and get what we deserve.
For sure.
But it's the passion. A lot of sacrifices, a lot of head bumping and arguments and tears and all kind of shit. But we got a bigger goal, and you can't give up.
Yeah.
You can't give up. Like it's serious, you know.
Yeah, it's definitely not for the weak-hearted, and I mean, it's definitely not for a selfish person. Like, you have to be willing to be selfless at times. It's sacrifice. It's, like you said, blood, sweat, and tears. And every day ain't gonna be a day when we don't wake up every day like I wanna do this. Right. No, every day you're not gonna wake up. You're not gonna want to do it, but sometimes you just gotta push through it and do it anyway.
And check your circle and your support system. That's important. Check the people who around you. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing energy checks.
If I feel it's negative towards me, I'm not trying to nobody feel. I just gotta block it out.
And it's nothing personal, and that's okay though. You gotta protect your peace.
Yes, absolutely.
You really do.
If I'm having a day, I got 4 people who I know I'm gonna get through to one of them 4 people. You know what I'm saying? And you usually see me with one of those 4 people. It don't mean that my other brothers aren't there for me.
Right.
It's just that for that stuff, when my energy off, I got them.
Right.
Far as the males in my life, you know what I'm saying? That I need to transfer that. I need to transfer that, and you know, and when it's my time to be there for them, I'm available. You got to check your energy because you have to be around people who want to see you win.
And you have to talk. Like you can't hold it in. You have to get out. So I feel you say, but you can't talk to everybody. So you got your circle that you transfer to, because you don't want to hear what everybody got to say.
Yeah, you don't.
I don't want to hear your opinion on my situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I can be cool with that. It may hurt your feelings, but I'm cool with it because I can't receive it that way.
Yeah.
But I might listen to it and take from it what I need and keep it moving.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just all how you play the game. But at the end of the day, self-preservation is the first law, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like you said, you got to go out and get it, have a passion and research the knowledge.
So Ashton, what we gonna do, man? How we gonna get this popping, man? What we gonna do?
Ooh, I'm eating out of mine. You know what I'm saying?
Man, we got.
What y'all making happen? What y'all doing? Talk about for the party?
No.
Oh.
Ashton booked and busy. That's what I like that.
But you know what my sister said? Like I remember, what was it? I don't know. It was the last Saturday before. Like y'all, and right now I'm doing everything myself. So like making every piece myself. And I've been so tired. My sister was like, but this is what you prayed for.
That's
right.
Right.
Shout out to my sister. Yes. And so like again, late nights, early mornings. But I don't know. I mean, we can figure it out. It's really just talking, you know, like Leah said. Something I might not be strengthened. She know, and it's all about obviously like we talked about just sharing the knowledge. You know,
it's crazy because
it's our responsibility.
we have people who we personally know who's therapists. Like we got everything. We got musicians, we got therapists, we got brand owners, we got
therapy,
you know what I'm saying? Me too. I'm a huge advocate.
Yes.
I feel like 93% of black people need therapy.
Oh, yeah.
We definitely
Because
need
we got
judge-free
PTSD.
conversation.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Well, you
Safe
can
spaces.
just talk and with somebody who don't know you personally, and you can just get perspective. I know it helped me, and it's crazy that I was just talking about that. Shout out to Tiffany Campbell. She literally just said, "You good." And what you doing today? These are This is one of my people who, when I was overwhelmed this week, I just sent her a text. You gotta have that circle.
Yeah.
See, and I love that because I know, like, for me and my friends, we always check in, with each other. How you doing? You know, I'm not calling about nothing, but just how you doing. Again, shout out to my friend Cecil. He's a black male therapist. Like,
Shout
if y'all
out
don't
to
follow
Cease.
him on Facebook, like, follow him, become friends with him. When I tell y'all he is a gem.
Oh, we're gonna have to get him in here.
Absolutely.
He was on
He
was on
DJ
Cloth Talk
too.
with RC for
Okay.
Yeah, he was on.
Yep.
But we can bring him back in
we gotta
as
get
a
him on.
therapist. Though.
Yes.
And shout out to Jasmine too.
Yes.
shout out
Jasmine Lynn.
Girl, Jasmine.
Jasmine.
Shout out to
I have an appointment with her.
Shout out to Andrea. Like we got them in our community. We got them.
Sometimes you need.
We got them.
Use
And
them.
even though, and I say this too, even get y'all babies in therapy.
Yes.
You
Because they
know
need
what
to
I'm
talk.
saying? They need to talk and they need to know that it's okay.
My two-
Because even though me and my daughter, that's my baby. Like we do our check-ins. I ask her, how's your heart? How's your head? What you thinking? How you feeling? And now she does that to me.
See?
You know what I'm saying? But I also have her in therapy too because she needs to know that mommy got you, but I don't always have the answer for everything.
Yeah.
And sometimes you might not want to tell me
And you
something.
might not
That's
want to tell
okay.
you.
And that's
You know?
okay.
Like
And
that's
I'm
why
okay.
my oldest two
I'm
daughters
gonna
in
give you an
therapy.
outlet.
Yep.
But also know that you can come talk to me as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
That'll open up the door.
Yeah.
My daughters, I'm a man. My two teenage daughters, they don't want to tell me about
Right, exactly.
their cycles and stuff like that until they started going to therapy,
Right.
and we good. Like they still not as comfortable, but they do
More
it now.
willing to talk
It went
to you.
from none to
Yeah.
Dad. This ain't the day. You know what I say? Okay.
It's about changing the narrative.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how I operate. Just
Learn from
doing
our
things
parents.
differently.
Yeah, and self-check yourself. Yesterday,
And
I told-
being, I'm sorry,
Oh,
but
no.
when you said self-check, one thing that made me think of, like, when it comes to your kids, like, be accountable and
Yeah.
apologize to them.
Yeah.
You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? Like, if I do something, sorry, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
I'm
do
not
that.
sorry.
Or
Yeah, because our parents didn't do that
They
for
did
us.
not do that. They did not do that.
And
They
one
didn't do
thing with
that
my
for us.
daughter, I'm always mindful of now is how I react to things. Like, I'm not a yeller or anything like that, but your kids can piss you off sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm always mindful of how I react because if I yell or scream or something, she's not going to tell me nothing else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
They
I'm like,
close
okay.
off.
So
they
I-
shut
Because
down.
we've experienced that. You know
Yeah.
how, like, you told your parents something and you like, I ain't telling them nothing else.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
So let me ask you a question
Yep.
for the parents in here. Do y'all let y'all kids hold y'all accountable?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
definitely do.
I mean, yeah.
You said
Yep.
absolutely.
And then, like she said, I mean, I've
Right. Yeah.
definitely had
Absolutely.
my
You have to
moments
get it done.
where I've had to say, you know what, go back to my kids and say, I'm sorry, mommy was tripping. I apologize. I shouldn't. I still mean what I said, but the way I handled
way I
that
had it.
wasn't
I told my kids
wasn't
that.
the way it should have been handled.
That's why
And
I'll
I'm
be
sorry
telling
for
y'all
that.
nothing. Because y'all be trying to use it against me. That's why I say maybe. I'm not saying yes.
I got a
Maybe
disclaimer.
like
Right,
you
my mom-
didn't say no.
Right, my mama used words like, let me think about it.
Oh.
No,
Maybe.
my
Think about
mama,
it now.
my mama dope. I took what my dad was gone, not gone like couldn't be there, but my dad was a musician. Like did not stop touring until he got sick and I was 20. You know what I'm saying? He did that before I was born. So I had my mom's. I learned from what my mom didn't do because she had to be mom and dad, and what she did do. So that helped me a lot just as a parent in my role now, because one, my kids have an advantage because they have a father and who's active. But yesterday, perfect example. Me and my mom got into like a disagreement. She blocked me for like 2 hours. I had to inbox her on Facebook, apologize. She heard me out. She apologized. Well, your sister didn't do what she was supposed to do, and then I just helped her. I FaceTimed her and helped her set up her TV through FaceTime. Like nothing ever happened. That's the power of accountability.
Yeah.
That's the power of it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And me and my mom didn't have the greatest relationship for a while, but my mom also didn't understand who I was as a young man who needed a father, whereas Ryan didn't need my dad as much as I did. I needed a dad coming along to show me along the way. Right. And so that put strain on my mom's relationship. Every kid is different.
Yeah.
Every child is different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now me and my mom is thick as thieves.
Yeah.
And it almost was something that happened, and because she finally let each other hold each other accountable. When I called and apologized, it was like, see, booby?
Yeah.
You good?
And the fact that you acknowledged that one of the issues with that was that your father wasn't there, and you needed that.
Yeah.
And maybe my brother didn't need it as much, but I needed that. Like it's a self accountability too.
Yeah.
Like I told Jess yesterday, I had some things going on. I can't say, look, I just need an emotional minute. Like just let me go.
Yeah.
Just let me, for real. Let me do to myself.
So can I ask?
What?
So do you cry?
Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, and maybe it ain't an emotional tears rolled down my face, but inside I cry and I hurt. I do.
And I think that's
and
that's
you can't give everybody your emotions because they play with them the wrong way.
Yeah.
You can't let everybody know how happy you are. You can't let everybody know how sad you are because they can take that and use it against you. Like say,
and that's messed up.
There's still a stigma on black men being emotional and being passionate and crying, and there's a stigma like he's weak. No, he's not weak. He's stronger. That he can show his emotions in front of men and in front of women.
I think that's when a lot of black men suffer too, because they can't be in these vulnerable
Even in relationships, you get to crying, you oh little bitch. A woman telling you this, you trying to cry out or some. A lot of guys get that.
I feel like it's like because I've only been in a relationship where I've seen, and that was with my daughter's father, and it was not too long before he died, and it was a situation that had happened, and when he cried in front of me, like that was, it was like a buildup of everything that had been going on for 2 years that I didn't even know about. He finally let it out and shared with me everything that was going on.
They hurt your body cramp up because it take a toll on your body.
Here's the thing.
But that for me was like the pivot, because we had been going through some things, and he could have possibly died with us beefing. You know what I mean? But that moment in that situation was where our relationship switched, and I was able to understand things better, and we were able to we started working through that. And then those last 3 months right before he was taken, we were like in good space. And I remember the last thing we said to each other was, I love you and I love you back. And I forever, that was like the one thing I think that's kind of kept me through this scenario, was that we at least had those moments right before he left.
And you saying that is crazy, because we got 3 men, right? Jesse, I've been knowing my whole life. Clyde, just been in and out, right? I've known Clyde for a while, but he's been in and out.
Familiar face.
You know what I'm saying? So here's the thing. As black men, we've all grown up as like, if you do anything that show any kind of, and the stigma is this. It's not weak. It's past weak. It's like a girl.
Yeah.
So it's like you crying like a girl.
Right. Yeah.
Saying that y'all weak, but you crying like a girl. You doing everything like a girl, and I don't want to be I don't want to be a girl if I do this.
Words are powerful, and the way they're delivered is powerful.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you speaking, so how do you take that as a kid or just a young man? If death and life is in the power of the tongue, how do you look at women if you saying she's so weak when you do something that shows vulnerability that makes you weak like a girl? And then how do you be? And then what do you do when it's all built up That's why we always call the angry black man. Yeah. Because y'all didn't let us cry.
Exactly. And I had to take
y'all
myself.
Y'all didn't let us cry. Y'all didn't let us. Y'all didn't let us express ourselves like we not human. Yeah. Like that stuff is a human emotion. Man, woman, whatever. It's just human.
But it damages both. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Because I tell my son. I had to take myself to crying like a punk, but no, let that out. If you feel you need to cry, go ahead, cry.
Yeah.
You know don't be crying all day.
Can I ask you guys this? Because I am a mom of a little boy, and I've been guilty of that. I've said it to my son. I can't even lie. You know what I mean? So what's the balance? Because then you have a woman in my situation who is the single mother of a son, and his dad has been better about, trying to be around a little bit more, but it's still, it's just me pretty much. So what's the balance, because in one sentence, you let him act like a girl, he's too sensitive, you do, this, that, and the third, and then in the next breath, if you know what I mean, like we don't even know.
That's a great question. So this is how I would say that you balance it. You prepare him for a world that's gonna be hard on him anyway because he's black.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he can't be super sensitive because one of his melanin. That's just a fact.
Yeah.
So you have to train him for that. But you also have to let him know. You say you can't cry about everything because life is going to get hard. And if you do cry, it's still okay. Yeah. But after you cry,
right.
You better. What
you do is you change the words and say stop crying like a girl or stop being so weak or so soft. Brandon, you got to be strong.
You got to be strong.
You got to be strong, Brandon.
That's together. Tighten up.
When you're going, you got to tighten up. You got to be strong. Those words right there, tighten up. You got to tighten up, Brandon.
Yeah.
Those are words that even when I was growing up, other people, not my immediate family, but we had people in the church that say, man, you got to tighten up. Yeah. Mike Jewell. You got to tighten up, man. You got to be strong.
And I'll tell you another thing
because that's a life word.
That's positive reinforcement.
When you think of strong, you think of life.
That makes sense.
That's why we go work out. So we can extend our life.
And another thing you need to do is you need to let your children know when they've disappointed you.
Yeah.
Mommy disappointed right now, Brandon.
You know what?
You hurt my feelings. I thought more of you than that.
Those words right there are more powerful than a whooping.
That's kind of just how I've been handling it, so that makes me feel better that I know that y'all give me that. Okay.
You have to let him know too that your daddy ain't here, but the world don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah.
As much as they say it and make it an issue, they do not care.
You're not the only one.
Yeah.
You're the only one.
Yeah.
But that word disappointed because I still try to look. I stayed in the situation for a long time because I felt like my mom would have been disappointed.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And I was grown.
Yeah.
That's
like
we still
trying to please our parents.
Oh yeah.
And when we disappoint, you know what I'm saying? When we disappoint us as parents now, we have to know that although you disappointed me, I'm gonna help you up.
Yeah.
So we don't have to run that back.
You know what? My father been gone for 8 years.
Shout out to Big Jesse. That's my guy.
And to this day, I still think about: am I doing everything that I can to get his approval, to make him proud? Even though he's gone, but I know I have to live up to an expectation of everything that I do to make sure that I'm not just for him, but it's for me. Like I want to live up to that. His name was big in the city.
Dog.
So I'm like every day I work at it. Even like when we say we don't want to disappoint our kids or tell our kids like you disappointed me, like I'm disappointed. At the same time, we have to say, I'm proud of you at the same time. So we can. That's another positive reinforcement.
And celebrate. And here's
celebrate.
The thing. Celebrate your son's. Celebrate your son's accomplishments and what he do right. Man, I literally celebrate everything.
Yeah.
I celebrate everything with my kids. You know, I celebrate everything with my kids.
Good job, man.
And that's why I don't take it easy on them. Because if you beat me, you earned it. And I'm gonna give a quick short story. Like my dad got schizophrenia. For those who don't know, my dad came to live with me at one time in his journey. And so I remember him sitting on my couch and he was like, and looked around my house and was like, you can do better than this. I own my house. I bought it cash, 5-bedroom house. He was like, you can do better than it. He was living with me. My dad never owned anything. So of course my first thing was the trauma but my dad is also schizophrenic.
Right.
My dad immediately, what my dad meant is, you such a fire person. this is only the beginning.
Right.
Instead of you taking it the wrong way.
And I took it I got offended at first.
The devil meant it for evil, but God meant it for
what my pops meant is what my pops meant is this only the beginning.
Yeah.
You might be taking a little bit too long. Because he used to just sit in the studio with me, because studio was in my house, and he'd just be looking like, I ain't even got this. My dad got 2 gold records. And he still look at me like, I can't do what you doing right now. And so when he looked at the house, he like, to see what you be doing every day, this ain't good enough for you. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it didn't register with me like that. Right. And now every day, I'm still thinking, am I making my mom proud? Am I holding up my dad's legacy? You see what I'm saying? My mom is a very, very smart woman who put off everything for her kids, you know? And so every day, when I talk to my mom and I'm talking to her about business, my mom like, well, if you do it, I'm with it. If you want me to do it, I'm with it. Because I'm still trying to impress her. My goal in life is to see how my mom sacrificed is for her to go to her job and say, today's my last day. I'm never working again.
Yeah. And I think, you know,
that's the goal.
Even for me, my mother is such a driving force behind everything that I do. You know, like I said, she's been going. It'll be actually 10 years this year. Like I had my daughter in February 2010. My mom was diagnosed with cancer in May, and then that next year she passed away. Even imagine. But my mom, I'm telling you, my mom was. Not only was she my best friend, because you know as you get older, like I was 23 when she passed, but that's when you start becoming friends with your friends, so you see a different side of them. But we were super duper close. But she had so many dreams and desires, and you know, even spiritually, things she was trying to do, like break generational curses. You know what I mean? And I feel like when she passed in my spirit, like she handed me the baton. You know what I mean? To finish carrying those things.
That's exactly how I feel. My mom died Christmas of 2018. And you know, my mom lived her life. You know, she was ready to go, so it wasn't sad. It was a transitioning. But what I got from her leaving is that she let my hand go, and now I can go and be what I need to be. She don't have to hold my hand no more. Yeah. So I do try to do things to know that when the sun shines, that's my mom smiling down on me doing the right thing.
That's crazy, Clyde. Yo, my mom did the same thing. Why y'all do that, moms? Wow. Y'all really be holding, because
we they babies.
Y'all holding. And I'll go to Ashton first, and then I'll come to you. Why how's your balance in holding your daughter's hand and then letting her make her own decisions? I struggle with that as a dad. That's the moment of transparency for me.
You know, they your babies.
They're babies.
It's a little harder with moms though.
Yeah, I think so too, and also because I'm a single mom too. So that in itself, it's like you try to protect them from everything.
Women are covered in emotions.
But one thing about my daughter, she's so vibrant and charismatic, and she's just bold in who she is. And I've encouraged her to always advocate for herself. You be strong. I tell her, like, you got to be brave to be different. You know what I'm saying? So I just tell you how she feel. So she do. Like, if you don't want her honest opinion, don't ask her. You know what I'm
kids
saying?
Be extra honest.
They will.
Kids and old people.
But I never want her to feel like she got to be stifled either. You know what I'm saying? So now, like, because she's such a young lady, even though she's 11, like, she got more confidence than I had at 20. You know what I'm saying?
That's fire.
But it's like, okay, Sarai, if that's what you want to do, then I'm going to be okay with it. As long as it don't harm you, this is the decision you want to make, okay. This is what you like, okay. You know what I mean? But because we have such great communication, she know, Mom, I don't want to do this no more. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't know. She told me she wanted to play drums. We went to my uncle's church, and she saw this girl playing drums. So I'm like, okay, I know it. You saw her, so you want to do it. So I asked her, you want to play drums? No, Mom, I changed my mind. I'm not feeling that no more. I'm like, okay, well, when you want to do something else, you let me know. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's the difference when we was raised, because it's like a fear was put into us, or we didn't get that support. Why you want to play drums? You don't know how to keep no beat. You don't know how to hit the cymbal in the right time.
But I think also too, it wasn't a conversation about it too. Well, why you want to do that? Where'd that come from? And I think
it was just, no, you ain't doing that.
Yeah, I ain't got no money for that. I don't think we had the opportunity to express ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And to have a conversation.
And now these kids nowadays, they don't have a fear. They radicals. If something erupts, these young people are going to go crazy. They don't have that fear. They ain't worried about getting killed by the police or none of that.
This is what it was with me. And this is how I am with my kids, and I don't know if it's right or wrong. But if you start something, you better finish.
Yeah.
And everybody don't think like that. Everybody be thinking I'm wrong. Like, you have a right to quit.
I think that's good.
That's how I am. So, Leah, what about you?
Go ahead.
For me, it's really difficult because, my daughter's 15. She's a freshman in high school. She's almost 16, so she'll be driving soon, and she's already talking about driving. And then, you have all these, social media is so, God, it's, geez, I don't even know what to say about it. So, we're actually going through some things, as mother and daughter. We're going through a really challenging situation because she shared some things with me that I now have to process and deal with. And, this is my first child. So this is my first teenager. This is my, it's hard, and her dad's not here. So that's the hardest thing, So we have our moments because we, she might have a day, and then I might have a day, but when I have my days, I have to tuck it in, and stuff it down because, I can't do that in front of them. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I can't, I have to be strong, so like you said. Yeah. So, and then it's crazy because even though my son is not biologically, her father's child, we talk about him so much that he knows about her dad and he talks about him like he knew him, and so when he sees her get emotional, he cries, and then I cry, and then we're all crying, and it just goes like that. But, I just had to try to figure it out. The best thing I can say is that I had my mom as an example. Like you said, my mom was a strong single mother, and she had 3 girls. She had a grandbaby. I was, I'm 36. Well, no, I'm not 't no more. I just turned 38. I'm tripping. At 36, she was a grandmother. At 36, I was pregnant having my 3rd baby, about to have my 3rd baby. So, she showed me what it is to be a strong woman and a strong mother and a rock for her family. And that's all I know how to do is go hard because of her, So, yeah, shout out to my mom.
What was you going to say, Ash?
Well, before you get to that, I know we're in an emotional state right now. But speaking of that, though, we have Matthew Markoff, who's worked with DMX for years and years. He's on our Zoom call as soon as he gets back to the phone. But I just want to talk to him about his relationship with DMX and like how this feeling is, because he was like family with X. So as soon as he gets back on, we'll talk to him.
Jesse, one thought that I had too when you had brought up just being emotional, as men, how
can you guys see me like this?
Yeah, I'm sorry, we can see you.
Okay, you can. All right, so I'm driving, so I'm looking at my GPS too. So tell me real quick, if I'm looking at the GPS, can you not see me or hear me?
No, we can't. We can hear you, but we can't see you.
Okay, all right, so let me try to memorize where I'm going to go for the next half hour.
Okay.
And, all right, 123. All right, let's play it by ear. If I get to where I need to go, I get there. Hey, guys, how you doing today?
If you need to go back to your GPS for a second, it's okay. It just has a black screen up, so it's all right. If you got to look at your GPS, just go ahead. Yeah, we can still hear you.
Okay.
So
I'm on the way to Toledo.
Oh, are you?
Oh,
okay. Tell everybody who you are and kind of like your relationship with X and how everything. What's the emotional state right now?
My name is Matthew M80 Markoff. I was born and raised in Toledo, Ohio. Moved to Indianapolis, Indiana when I was 13. Lived and worked in San Francisco, California, New York. Currently reside in Los Angeles. I've worked with DMX for about 5.5 years as an A&R administrator, as a guy who brokers features and events, and at the end of his life as the merchandiser for the overstock of touring stuff and whatnot. The emotional state is overwhelming. I had to come to the Midwest for a week just to kind of like be able to process like my own mental health and my own feelings and stuff. And yet I can't escape every day getting 100 emails from people like, hey, I bought a t-shirt yesterday. Has it shipped yet? Like, hey, can you please kindly fuck off? And let's do our thing for like a month or a few days. Like, I promise it'll get there.
Right.
Like, I promise you. So it's and A&Rs and agents and certain people that are owed obligations and things like that. And it's like the state's job is to, like come together, organize business, handle it, move forward. But it's unfortunate always when someone passes because it's a lot of business during a time where you just want to be able to mourn and grieve and be unencumbered from work tasks.
Yeah.
Right. What was your relationship with X? Like, how did you guys meet, and how often did you work together?
When we first met in 2012, and I met him when I was with Raekwon and Ghostface and Sheik Luch and Priest as part of Rock the Bells for the Woo Block segment of it. Hold on, I'm gonna just switch this real quick to make sure I get on the right parts of the highway. Okay. Yep. Okay, I know what we're doing. All right, back to you. So we met in 2012, and I've used the same business card for the longest. I just kind of update my client list on the back every now and again if someone falls off or we add someone. So I gave DMX my card. I'm like, we're gonna work together, and that's pretty much my approach. Like, I'm M80. I never sold artists that I wanted to work with on the fact that I was an artist too, because I knew early on in life that I wanted to be part of the business of music, even though I was still the artist. I wanted to be part of the business of music because I'd read article after article and shit like The Source and XXL about how those behind the business always had money, while the artists, who were the ones selling millions of records, so on and so forth, seemingly, went through phases of having money, broke, having like a roller coaster.
Right.
And I knew my pedigree was always going to be better than broke. So I said, we're going to work together. He kind of laughed and sure. But I mean, I'm the youngest. Like, when I'm in any room, I'm usually the youngest. Well, when I'm with golden era artists, they're all 50 now or older.
Right.
DMX passed at 50. So we started working together in 2016 thereafter. And I brought that up, prophecy fulfilled. X, if you are genuine you to X, he will be genuine you back to you. He has a lot of the same character attributes as Snoop Dogg. Like, Snoop Dogg's a super genuine person, the nicest person in the world. Like, if you piss off Snoop Dogg, chances are you're an asshole because he's that good of a person. Like, he's like, you did something.
Right.
You can't sell me that on any story otherwise. So if X asks, what do you do? And you're like, I rap. And he's like, rap for me. And you don't rap, well, then he wrote you off. Like, you're not real. If you say you're an accountant, he'll be like, crunch some numbers for me. Show him proof shit. So we got along great because usually in these equations, when I work with an artist like DMX or Wu-Tang or whoever else, 90% of these people are my associates. 10% of them are my friends. We'll go out and we'll go to events and dinners and things like that. And X was a friend. We'd play pool together before every studio session or concert. When I bought a Maserati, I remember, and he was literally the first person to drive it. And I had stories from the past, okay, driving in a car with DMX is not the smartest decision ever. But, hey, you just got a new Maserati, let me drive it. All right. So he was a great man, dude. And it's just been extremely, hard because you don't get a lot of DMXs. People make this comparison and, depending on whether you're a hip-hop purist or not, you either feel something about it or you just acknowledge it as a truism. For those that didn't get to experience the Tupac era, DMX filled that void, for a void that some people never understood.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
What was our Tupac, so I'm lucky enough that I got Tupac and DMX. I have Tupac's cell number in my phone.
Wow.
Still, I got to experience both those eras, and I'm turned 40 this year. DMX was possibly the closest thing we have to a poet, to a man of God, to an MC, to a lyricist of that caliber. And to date, and trust me, this will never ever be replicated again unless Drake decides that he's going to come out the gate and do it. Right. DMX had 2 #1 albums in the same calendar year.
Yes.
Don't give it to you.
This is a huge loss. And the best part that I can do is though I have my own emotions, I need my own time. I like hearing stories of just fans, man. You'd have to be an idiot to not acknowledge that this is something that hurts everyone.
Yeah.
I hate when someone passes and they try to act like I was a better friend than you. You know what? How about we're all equal friends? How about that? I'm cool with that.
Right.
I'm so thankful that I have personal experiences, but I'm not going to discount or discredit you because you didn't know the man personally. At the end of the day, the legacy was the music. The legacy was his movies. The legacy was his personality. And we were at a show one time in Los Angeles, and DMX was the headliner. And he had a 45-minute set, and he performed for 35 minutes of it. And then the last 10 minutes went into a sermon, and they cut his mic off. without a mic in an auditorium, continued the sermon for an extra 25 minutes.
I think I remember that.
Just yelling so
Wow.
people could hear the words. And either you filed out or you stayed in.
Right.
But like, that's the kind of person he was. Like, he was not someone that you don't just pay for a job. Like, it's always about, you paid for God to be there.
Yeah.
And you're going to get God's word and you're going to get God's will. And when God's will is over, then we're done.
Yeah. That's deep.
Because he's still a man of God, even though he's a performer and an entertainer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Between all of us, there was, I think, and I firmly believe this, not to like correlate it to Mace, but kind of, I think when DMX finished with his Def Jam, he was going to do another tour. He was supposed to leave for tour in May. The album, they say the album was done. I don't think it was done. I think it was like 80, 90% done, because I got text messages asking me, like, can we do X, Y, and Z from recently. But I think DMX was going to become, a pastor.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah, I can see that too. Yeah.
Bro, like, people want to know who DMX was in real life, and I tell them, Belly. Like,
yeah.
Very conflicted in life, but knew he could be all those things. You can be a spiritual thug.
Yeah.
You can be a poetical gangster.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can be a myriad of things in the mind and in your soul. Like, you don't have to conform to one thing. And X was the true embodiment. Like, people say you met Tupac, like, depending on what day you met him, you might have met it, there's 100 different Tupacs. Ultimately, DMX was the same person at the end of the day, but yeah, it's all based on, it's subjective, I wonder what circumstances did you meet him? I love hearing stories about his kindness to strangers. Those mean a lot to me as someone else that believes in philanthropy.
Hey, Mark.
Yes.
One of our listeners wants to know, is there any info on the homegoing service?
They did. Yes, there is. I don't know. It hasn't been published.
Got you. Okay.
Yet.
Yeah. Okay.
But I know they're trying to. I can tell you this. They're trying to do something big.
Okay.
What they did in Yonkers the other day. Hold on one second. I'm going to make sure I'm getting off on the right exit. Let's see. Hold on. This is 37B. No. See, almost got off on the wrong one. It's a good thing I switched over. All right. Okay. Hold on one sec. Oh shit.
And just going back, like you said, it don't matter who God use.
Right.
So
exactly.
yes, what they did in Yonkers the other day, that was like really for like the Rough Riders, all the Rough Rider like motorcycle and crews and whatnot coming together. I did not attend. I don't believe any management attended. But I know they're planning something big that should be open to the public.
Oh, awesome.
I have a question. What's your favorite DMX song of all time?
Coming from? Yeah, with Mary J. Blige.
Yeah. Mine is
touches me in a certain way, dude. Like,
yeah,
I don't know where I'm coming from. Where would I go?
Yeah.
If I don't know where I'm coming from, where would like that? I mean, that's reality.
You know what I loved about my song is Here We Go Again. It's the storytelling.
Yeah.
Like the storytelling that he don't get enough credit for his storytelling ability.
My favorite DMX posse cut is Grand Finale.
Okay.
I like Who We Be.
One of my favorites is Slipping, because that was like real life.
Yeah, that's a lot of people. That's everybody.
So real.
And then when I posted Slipping,
like
it hit hard. It go to what Mark was saying. You know what I'm saying? That was X. It was like, as an artist, certain artists go through certain things. It's always a battle when you that kind of artist, a spiritual type artist who battle every day. It'd be different for
he
people
let you
like
know that on the first CD. His Dark Hell Is Hot. He was letting you know he was dealing with things spiritually right there.
His name Dark Man X, and you a preacher,
right?
See, we were just talking
You see
about
what I'm saying?
being emotional, but I feel like DMX embodied the ability to be hard, be
And still
emotional. You know what I'm saying?
I come to you hungry and tired.
Right.
All right.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah.
if there's anybody that was DMX. It
That was
shows you
X.
I can cry and still
thug it
walk
out.
out here and be a thug.
He was one of the first people
like
who
that.
You know what?
actually showed the freedom.
This is something interesting. So DMX passes, and I'm literally, when he passed, I'm in the post office mailing DMX merch out to customers.
Wow.
And I break down in the post office, and the woman, I had the same woman mail the orders for me for like 3-4 days. So they go sit in your car. I'll come out and get you when I need your debit card or something. Like, okay. I post a video because I work with I have like 200 clients in my company. and I work with Corrupt, and I've worked with Corrupt longer than X. Corrupt and I have worked together for a decade, or maybe 11 years, something like that. And I was present for when DMX and Corrupt squashed their beef, which meant a lot to me. And I'm telling this video in tears, and you get 90% of the people that are sympathetic, like, hey, like, thank you for sharing, and like, it's okay to be emotional. And yes, as men, it's okay to, trust me, like, if you bottle all that shit up, you'll implode. It's not good. You have to get the emotions out. So you got one jackass in the comments, like, of course you're crying about this, like, you're probably upset that you won't make any more money with them. Like, typical, like, I hate Jewish people comment, which made no sense because clearly in death, everyone hops out of the woodwork and wants DMX shit.
Right.
Just like they'd want Tupac shit or anyone else. But then after that, you get Swiss Beats video where he's tearful. Then you get Dragon's video when he's tearful. And it's like, eat your fucking words. Like, men are supposed to be emotional. Women are supposed to be emotional. When someone passes away, you're emotional. When someone celebrates an accomplishment, you're emotional. Like, I don't know if it's just me, but I shed tears when my friends tell me they're successful in business. My family tells me like they're nearing retirement from work, or like when that's me. So if that's not you, I feel bad because like you really don't understand the joy of getting to share in another man's success. If you aren't like, authentic like that, it's a genuine good feeling. So
wow,
that's random thoughts, man. Like, it's great to see people's like, the ongoing support and love. Like, we talk about it on the conference calls, dude. Like, we don't like, some people are like, oh, look at everyone coming out to show love and give their flowers now that he's gone. Like, that wasn't DMX, dude. We truly feel like people gave the flowers while he was here. So we're good with it. Like, we appreciate every day seeing the online support, seeing the graffitis, seeing, the murals. We're good, man. Like, it's awesome. Like in LA, I'll be at a stoplight and every single car is blaring DMX. I know in New York right now,
we were in Miami last weekend.
Doing that. And I think that's cool as shit. And I respect it for what it is.
Yes.
It's been on our playlist.
Even when we were in Miami last weekend, that's all we heard was DMX. And that's not saying that they didn't play him before. That's just paying homage to who he was.
And playing his music is
as
therapeutic.
And
and then for the
very
80s,
therapeutic.
Stuff.
I don't know about y'all, but I know she an 80s baby too. I know you an 80s baby. The impact
I'm
on
born in 81.
Yeah, so the impact of DMX when we was coming up. What? When he hit the scene, it was different when DMX got to talking. Like,
and I remember watching Belly on the bootleg VCR tape.
You
like,
see what I'm saying? His impact on
I remember when I first heard the song,
crazy.
like, what these want from a. That was when I realized, like, it kind of clicked for me. Like, I think this is how most men really feel. Like, that's when I became who I am.
Here's how much of DMX. Here's how dope DMX is and a genius. All those names. All those names that he got to rhyme.
46 names. Yeah.
And he got them to rhyme.
But then hold on though. They said, and I gave you what you gave me. A nut. What you want? You know I got a wife. What you want?
Period.
You know what this is.
And he could be, more emotional. He
got that.
What was that song with Leah? Hold on.
Oh yes.
Back in
One Piece. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. And they were in that movie together. I forgot they were even in a movie together.
Romeo Must Die. Yes. I'm the biggest Leah
X was
fan.
different.
Okay?
Anybody who know me always know X has always been in my top 10, top 5, period, off of impact, because as an artist, I judge artists off the freedom.
Man, we had this conversation.
Remember I told you that.
April,
Am I right?
Yeah.
So you know how I feel about X. I cried when he died. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because of the impact on me that he had. That it's okay to be free, and songs and to hear somebody pray. He's the first person who I heard praying. In hip hop.
Yeah.
Even in gospel rappers, they wasn't praying on songs.
Yeah.
I told Jesse,
Like,
some
X
songs
was
he sound like an old deacon singing spirituals, crying out to God.
And then,
Well, I want to go to the live real quick. One of our listeners and our viewers, hey Erica, shout out to you. She says, this is a dope interview to talk to someone from our hometown that has met and worked with legends and others is awesome. This shows our city, our community, that anything can and will be accomplished if you work and grind hard to get it. Mark is so down to earth. Thank you for taking out the time
Shout
to
out
do this
to Mark.
interview and doing this hard time. Prayers and condolences to the family of DMX. And so, yes, we agree. We thank you so much for taking the time out to talk to us, because we know you're a busy person and you're driving. You're on the road. Look at you.
that's fine.
We done messed up your GPS
How
travels.
about someone that still comes back to Toledo?
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
it.
right.
I'm on my
That
way
part.
to Toledo right now.
I love it. Are you going to come see us when you get here?
Yeah, I got 2 meetings. I'm staying the night.
Okay.
Okay.
Bet. So that's beautiful.
Yeah, that's dope. Well, we appreciate you definitely calling in. You know, what I'm going to ask you one more question, you know, before we get you off, because you are from Toledo. You're from our hometown. You've, you know, had an extensive, you know, impressive career, and you're still doing your thing. And what would be?
Wait, check this out. Fifth grade spelling bee champion, Central Elementary.
Hey.
Don't just be putting the icing on the cake like that.
I love it. So what would be your advice to young people listening right now, you know, about just chasing your dream and never giving up?
Okay, this is the realest thing I can tell you. If you want to be an artist, like I see this all too often, it's super unfortunate, and I have to get people's mind right. You can't be like, I don't like school, I just want to be a musician.
Right.
That's okay. So you're choosing to go into the workforce versus school. If you choose to not go to school but want to be in the workforce, now it's up to you to educate yourself to the workforce. So therefore, if you're not going to be in an institution, you have to then hit the library. You have to hit the internet. Figure out how are you going to learn about the business of your craft. So if you want to get into music, you need to then educate yourself to the business of music. Now, not everyone is like me. Like I graduated top honors in high school, top honors in college, top honors in law school. That's how I built my knowledge of all things relative to the business of music. If you don't want to do that, then at least try to get the education as much as possible for free. Tune into webinars, go to networking events, definitely read business of music books. But again, if you are just talented but have no business of music acumen, you will be taken advantage of.
Yeah.
This is a very sharp, cutthroat industry and business, and that's the point. It's not designed for you to win. The people that win have knowledge of self, have knowledge of their surroundings, knowledge of the industry, and can navigate accordingly. But with my job as an A&R, as an A&R administrator, I see, labels issue contracts to artists, and they're like, oh, all they see is the money and the percentage split, and they sign their life away. On average, I have to go with the company and have them revise a contract at least 10 times to get it to how I want it to be, because I am proficient in that lane. So please note that the industry is not designed for you to win as the artist. So do the knowledge, become educated, and as long as you're educating yourself, then no one can really tell you anything. By all means, drop out of school. This is coming from someone that believes in education. Drop out of school if you think self-education is the best route. Just don't ever take away the element of education, because then you will get eaten alive. That's the best advice I can give to anyone, especially the music industry.
Yes, I think that's amazing advice, because like you said, the key term was education, and people will sit up and say, oh, I'm not going to college, I'm not going to school, I'm not working for nobody. But what you don't understand is when you go into business for yourself as an artist, as whatever you're doing, you're working for people. You're working for that following. You're working for something. So you have to know, you have to have a business etiquette. You have to have customer experience, customer service experience. You need to know how to work with people and talk to people. And you have, like you said, have to educate yourself. You have to know the business, or else you will get eaten alive.
And what they also need to know, Leah, is that nobody's going to give them that information.
Not at all.
Because they are chasing. So what I'm going to put you on for, and then they might let you beat me to the punch. That's what knowledge is power. The Bible says, study, show yourself approved.
Yes, and there's no shortcuts to this. You can, like he said, drop out of school if you want to, but if you think you're not going to still have to get an education, whether it's self-taught or whatever, you're going to have to educate yourself. You know what I mean? So
the music industry is like, Vegas. Like they say, the house always wins. Like, you might win today, that kind of shit, but like in the long run, the industry is going to win. So therefore, you have to do whatever you can to stay on top. Like a doctor has to learn new medical procedures year in and year out. So for our line of work, publishing changes, streaming royalties change, sample clearances and things like that change to what they call the administrative side of the business. If you just want to rap to rap and think it's all sweet and then you're just going to get your money, you're going to be sadly mistaken and very hurt by it.
Yeah.
Like, here's an example. Do you know that 50 Cent still gets paid every time the Game drops an album?
Yeah,
you know,
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Just like Dr. Dre got
do you
paid
think
on
the
Easy?
game? Do you think the Game realized that when he signed his contract like 400 years ago?
Right.
Do you know that when Blueface drops a record, that he's like the 8th person on the list to get paid from his own music?
Wow.
Like he still gets paid. But imagine the other 7 people that are getting paid before him.
Wow.
That's the point. So, you know, you have to be cognizant. I recommend that every artist set up their own LLC. I know you see it a lot on Facebook, like take your stimulus check and start a business. Like, trust me, as soon as that money touches your hand, you're doing crazy shit with it. I know I would. But that's the smartest thing you can do for tax incentives and just overall business acumen is to launch your own LLC as an entertainer.
Yeah.
The tax benefits are just through the roof, you know?
That's good advice.
Yes, that's
Great
amazing advice.
Right here on the number one morning podcast, y'all.
And I do a free online seminar every Tuesday on Facebook, the Matthew Markoff page. You don't have to be my friend to tune in. It's public. It's called the A&R Clinic, sponsored by M80. We do it sometimes on Instagram on Tuesdays as well. But, you know, it's an hour every Tuesday just for business and music questions. I don't want to hear your music. I don't want to tell you it's hot or not. Like, there's a million people with that online. I'm here to give you the jewels that you'd have to pay your attorney hundreds of dollars for.
Right,
I know every time I go to my attorney with questions about a project and stuff, my minimum bill is $2,000. Like, damn it. So I've paid all the money for you to have this knowledge now to give to you guys for free.
I love it. That's amazing. Well, you got anything else, Jesse? Well, we appreciate you, Mark. I know you're trying to get to where you're going. I'm sorry, Matthew.
If you send me a message on what you guys might be getting into tonight, I'll make sure to tap in.
Thank you. We appreciate that, Matt. And make sure you get to where you're going safely. We're going to let you go. But yes, definitely stay connected to us because we want to meet you in person and talk to you some more. So we appreciate you calling in. That was great, amazing advice. And we appreciate listening to your experience and your journey with DMX.
Thank you guys. All right. Toledo all the way, 419.
Yes.
sir.
Love it. That's so dope.
Right,
thank you. That was so dope.
Yeah.
I love it. That's amazing. I mean, he dropped some real life jewels too.
He did,
though.
And he got away with information for
But
free.
a lot of people do think that they're just going to get into the game. And Shannon has even been on here and said it plenty of times. Get your LLC. That's the first thing he said. Know your business.
Know your business.
Know your business.
Yeah.
It's bigger than just being a performer. Because, you know, the entertainment
But even,
business,
you know, the artists back in the day, they'll tell you now, you know, Gap Band and TLC, remember that? They talk about how they got taken advantage of.
Yeah, well, TLC was on the stage getting an award, and they was like, we ain't got no money. We broke.
They got an award and got out and had to get in their neon.
That is so sad.
Drive home.
Forerunners.
Was it Forerunners?
Yeah,
my man said, "Damn, that's how they got TLC."
That's crazy.
Can you believe that?
That is so crazy.
And so where it seemed like I'd call in and be a jerk. You see somebody who just literally said verbatim everything I say all the time on the call. Verbatim.
Well,
I say verbatim.
Delivery does matter, Shannon. Okay, because his
his
delivery was very, it was very receiving.
See, but here's the difference.
You know,
I work closely with the artists all the time here. So when you hear the same thing over and over, I ain't getting support.
You're frustrated.
I ain't doing this. I ain't doing that.
I feel you.
But then I'll be like, hey, do you even got to be on mine? Like,
and they like, what's my body max index?
Like, have you registered your song? Do you know how to get paid for your music?
Right.
If you got a contract, then what? Like, because nobody looks at once I get to this place, then what? Remember what I just told y'all? And then I said, I'm not even talking about it on here.
Right.
Because if this happens, then what? I'm worried about then what?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He said 8 people get paid for my man get paid.
Like, that's crazy.
And he got some of the hottest shit out right now.
Number 8.
Right.
That's
8
deep.
persons get paid.
That's crazy.
That's a problem.
That's a problem.
He
But
didn't
like
read
you
his
said,
contract.
people don't know. They
don't
sign in
read.
that contract. They think just because they got a contract, it's like, oh,
People like to say that they signed.
Yeah,
and
like don't realize what's coming with that sign.
Signing, it sounds like slavery.
Right.
For real.
It is. Why you think it's a whip in the chain?
Yeah.
But that's another conversation for another day.
We always got another conversation.
Man, it's crazy. Well, this has been an amazing show. We hope you guys enjoyed. We thought we had Gemini Chachi coming through, but she probably has some things come up. So as soon as she's ready, we're gonna get her back in here, and we're gonna look forward to what she's working working on. So we appreciate everybody for tuning in. Want to say shout out to our sponsors, Hotbox, Mud City ENT, Essential Vibes, Land Self, the People Salesman, J. Rush Jennings, Sasha Denise, Greater New Psalmist Church, Young Men and Women for Change, The Social Butterfly, and Kendall Harvey. And if you would like to become a sponsor of the #1 voted podcast, make sure you send your info to Rise and Grind at the419grind.com, and you can become a sponsor of our great #1 show. So we appreciate you guys for tuning in. Have a great weekend. Be safe out there. It's going to be a beautiful weekend, so don't do anything crazy, okay, guys? Let's be safe. Make the right decisions.
Sunday.
And, yes, Sunday. Like Shannon said, Sunday at the Spotlight. And what'd you say?
Monday, 419 Day with Letitia.
Oh, yeah, and Monday, 419 Day.
And Saturday we'll be at Hotbox for the private grand opening. So you don't get a ticket for that. We'll be streaming it live so you can enjoy it.
I can't believe I forgot that. Yes.
We got a lot going on.
Thank you, Clyde. You've been on top. Clyde, you've been on top of your things. You have been on top of your shit today.
I'm trying to eat.
Don't forget about Bam Bam's fight Saturday too. We might show up there.
Oh, okay.
We got to invite.
Saturday.
Yep.
Okay.
We might send you.
Okay, right after the. Right after.
It's all good.
Where's that?
It's on the east side.
It's in the Sky
Way Rec Center. Oregon.
Look it up. Look it up. Go support Bam Bam, man.
Watch yesterday's show. It'll tell you exactly.
Watch yesterday's show.
All right, got it. All right. Well, you guys have a great weekend. We love you all. Thank you for so much. Thank you for making us the #1 podcast in the city. We can't do it without you. So, like me and Shae always say, until next time.
Love you, Toledo. Love you, Shae.